Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I can't hear myself, Matthew.
You can't. Oh, excellent.
Did you mute me or something?
No, I did not.
Okay, well, sorry about that. We're having some technical difficulties. Apparently, our microphones are sending the data to YouTube, but we cannot hear them. But anyway, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the AstroCast Live. I am here with a very special guest.
Fuck.
I'm fixing the audio right now.
What's up? What'd it do?
That looked really funny on our end.
It did.
Will look funny.
I saw my thing and then it went away. Alright.
Sorry. It was like a really, you were like frantically looking for the button.
I was like, which one is it? No, don't worry. It didn't go to program. You were looking at the preview.
No, I know. It was just funny.
Okay,
All right.
so that's pretty.
Sorry about that. So we were having some technical difficulties. Our microphones are working apparently, but we cannot hear them. But anyway, we've got a special guest tonight.
What's up?
You want to
How's it
introduce
going,
yourself?
everybody? My name's Alex. I know everything there is to know about anything science related.
Oh,
So
yeah, all right.
I'm an expert.
Perfect.
Yep. I go to Harvard.
Oh, really?
No, fuck no. I go to USC.
The University of Spoiled Children?
Yeah, goddamn right. I'm rich as hell. I fund this podcast. That's why I'm finally on it.
Hey, I'd like to see some of that money.
No. I do a lot
Goes
of
all to
investment.
Matthew.
He goes,
Speaking of Matthew, we've got Matthew over in the producer box.
I'm checking things. What's up? Is mine on?
I don't know. I can't hear anything.
I'll check
This
it
is
to
a
see if it works.
professional.
Oh yeah,
This is
super
professional.
professional.
Am I allowed
I
to
just
curse?
can't
I've
hear
been
myself.
cursing.
You can curse as long as it's not the first minute of or something of the video.
Well, I already
oh,
screwed
well,
that up.
oh well. Whatever.
You don't get monetized anyway.
No, I don't, so it doesn't matter.
So why does
So anyway, I need to stop playing with the microphone. They're gonna hear.
They're really fun to play with.
Oh yeah, really. Anyway, we're gonna be talking about a bunch of stuff tonight.
Yep.
I already know that I have to press explicit on Spotify when I upload that, but so what the hell? We're gonna have a loose night tonight.
Let's talk about how John Halo just had sex.
Yeah, we're gonna start it off strong on the explicit side of things.
Yep.
So for those of you who don't know, there is a Paramount Plus streaming series based on the Halo game franchise, made by people who have never played the game
Wouldn't
and have
say
said
based on.
they have no intention to play the game, in their words. And apparently, on
really
one of the
good.
recent episodes,
Yeah.
Master Chief takes off his armor,
Yeah.
and
Do you know who he does it with?
who does he do it with?
He does it with There's like for some reason the Covenant in this TV show are
Uh-huh.
diplomatic with humanity, even though it's
Well, that doesn't make any sense.
they're
Okay.
they're on a quest for genocide, but whatever.
Yeah.
And the human ambassador to the Covenant is the one who has.
The human ambassador to the Covenant.
And I haven't looked into it, but maybe I should have. But somehow this ties into the Fall of Reach. I don't know how. You're gonna need to fact check me on that one, but
What?
I've heard this.
The hell?
I don't know exactly how.
Ambassador? The ambassador to
Yes,
the Covenant.
human ambassador to the Covenant.
I don't think they quite know. Like that would be.
Or she's a human in the Covenant who's an ambassador to human. I don't know.
Well,
she's a human
So
who
so
works
here's
with the
some
Covenant.
so here's some
which
Halo
does
lore.
not make any
Yeah,
sense.
it doesn't make any sense. Do you want to explain it, or do you want me to explain
the
it?
Covenant wants to kill all the humans.
Yeah, yeah,
'cause,
pretty much.
On account of their gods liking humans more than them.
Yeah, the gods being the Forerunners.
Yeah.
The Forerunners chose the humans to take up the mantle of responsibility, which we've actually talked about on the show before.
Of course you have.
Oh, of course we have. It's the AstroCast. We've got to talk about
This
Halo.
is all true.
Oh, yeah.
All real science stuff, folks.
And you know what? We actually, the best part about it is we talked about it in a sense as like, well, how would that affect if we had the mantle of responsibility, like in the future, like how would humanity be able to? And we talked about like colonizing space and how humanity is supposed to like govern itself.
I was there for that. Yeah.
Were you?
Yeah. No, I mean,
I liked
I
that
was in the
podcast.
chat. Yeah. You know, my lovely messages that really just, help really add to the conversation here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Always adding.
Always.
Always.
I keep it real. I keep it on you.
I would say probably scoot the microphone closer
Scoot
to
the
your
mic
face.
closer. Can you not hear my?
Well, I can't
Beautiful
hear
voice.
anything, but I'm just guessing. So, yeah,
You
I
got
don't
it,
know.
Matthew. I believe in you.
I don't know how that keeps happening. We had this problem before you got here, and then you fixed it just by sitting down, and now it's broken again. But
My bad.
no, you fixed it before, so maybe
Yeah, then I
you
broke
can
it again.
Well, I don't know if you broke it.
Yeah, it was me.
It was you. Oh,
Intentional.
gosh darn it. Or I guess I can curse, huh?
I'm getting cursed. Hey,
God damn
fucking piece of shit.
All right. Well, let's talk about this the lore of why it doesn't really make sense. First of all, that there's a human in the Covenant, and why it doesn't make sense that Master Chief, Sierra
How
117.
is the chief gonna take off his helmet, man? It don't make no sense.
Yeah, he can't like take off his armor without the machine.
He helmet underneath his helmet. He got no face. No.
Did you ever see those cartoons that somebody made where it was like Captain Del Rio was asking him to hand over the AI, and like
Oh, is the one where he beats the shit out of him?
yeah, with like
Yeah, he just
he like kicks him in the nuts.
Yeah.
And then there was one before that where he has like a child with Spartan Palmer, but it turns out that it was John Locke's kid. Oh,
I haven't
it's
seen that.
hilarious.
I have seen the one where it's
and he goes and beats up John Locke.
lore accurate.
yeah,
Chief
it's the same
versus
channel.
Locke.
It's the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
channel.
yeah,
Yeah.
and he just slaughters Locke.
Yeah,
Yeah.
What Spartan is he?
he's a Spartan 2.
Matthew?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a Spartan 2.
John Locke.
He's
John Locke is a Spartan
4.
4.
Yeah, because he's not he
He's-
didn't get
he's-
kidnapped as a child.
Yeah, he was an Oni intelligence officer.
So
And
he's a worse, like at
yeah,
the.
he's an absolutely
So how do you stand
canonically a
toe-to-toe with
worse.
Master
He shouldn't have.
He should, yeah,
That's
he
why Halo
should've.
5 sucked. I mean, one of the reasons.
Well,
Yeah.
I think that was honestly in the list of grievances I have. That
Yeah.
was on the lower end.
Yeah, probably you're probably right
'cause
about that.
I think
Yeah.
probably fighting the Warden Eternal like 6 times
was really annoying.
was worse.
Yeah, he just
You
is
guys
very
come with a
persistent.
different boss fight. Man.
Yeah. Oh, there's a mosquito buzzing around your microphone.
Oh, great. Yeah, Halo's kind of in the toilet right now.
Yeah, I mean, so is Star Wars.
Star Wars has been in the toilet, man.
So is I mean, honestly, I think people are just running out of ideas. I honestly I think so. You know what it is?
They didn't hire me.
You know what it? Well, yeah, exactly. They didn't hire you. That's what it is.
You know what the problem is? If Scrumbus starts writing, he's gonna start writing all about like clone troopers the entire time. That's what he said.
That's true. That is 100% factual. Dude,
No.
Tamara Morrison would be making bank if I
Bank.
was in charge.
Yeah,
That man
he
would
would
never
be
need to work
talking about
another
that.
job in his life.
He'll be the
Did you see
entire
the Book of
cast.
Boba Fett?
I did.
I mean, it was good except for the last episode.
So, I'm going to say something
Okay.
a bit controversial here.
Go for it.
I was watching The Bad Batch, right?
Okay.
Back when it came out.
Mhm.
And that's when I realized Star Wars isn't that good.
No, it's not. It's not good anymore.
I don't know that it was ever that good. Just
The original trilogy was
original trilogy
fire.
bangs. Original
Was
trilogy
fire.
absolutely bangs.
And honestly,
and
I like
the ideas
the
in the
sequels.
prequels.
Yeah, or the
The-
prequels,
Yeah,
not the
I
sequels.
love the ideas in the prequels.
because the lore that they established, and then the Clone Wars was really good too.
But it's just I don't know. Clone Wars was good, but looking back at Clone Wars, there's a lot of bad episodes too.
Yeah, there are.
The problem is Star Wars wants to both. What Star Wars needs to do is they need to understand that they have both kids and adults that like it, and they
Yeah.
need to make stuff for both of them.
Yeah.
But like different stuff for both of them. But they
Yeah.
keep trying to combine the two,
Yep.
and then you get really weird stuff.
I
like,
think that's partly just the Disney, you know.
yeah, the prequels are like that though.
Yeah.
Because you got this like super dark stuff going on, and then you have Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah.
And even the original
That's what it
trilogy
is.
gets like that in Episode 6, where you got the Ewoks.
That's true.
Yeah, and I think that's just like I don't know.
Although I know
I still
a
love
lot of adults that love the Ewoks.
Dude, I love the Ewoks. That's the-
exactly.
I don't think they're like, I don't know. It's, I'm
It was a little
I'm gonna
corny.
tread back on what I said.
Okay.
Star Wars is good, just it's not something you should take seriously.
Yeah.
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 You should never take it seriously.
And that kind of goes for any kind of fictional franchise.
That's
you
true.
You shouldn't really
but
take
by,
a
like, when I say
fictional
serious,
franchise
I mean like you
seriously.
shouldn't like expect it to be like 100% like lore
Yeah.
accurate, 100%
Yeah.
like yeah.
Maybe
you
that-
just have a good time with it.
Yeah,
That's my
a-
thing. Have a good
that's a
time.
unique-
Because other people didn't like the Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
I turned my brain off and I had a blast. I had a blast. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? That's true because my whole grievance with the Book of Boba Fett is because of lore.
yeah. So I think if like I didn't like the Bad Batch that much because I think I was expecting too much. I was expecting
Yeah.
it to be like the Clone Wars. I was expecting it to be dark.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It was just a bunch of filler episodes. So I think if I turned my brain off, I would have had a better time with it.
Yeah.
Because I even liked the Rise of Skywalker. because I had no investment in any of those movies.
No,
so the logic
honestly,
drop in that
if
movie did not matter to me.
if they went with, we've talked about this so many times on this podcast, but they took the Dark Empire comic from and then just said, oh, we fucked it up, so now we're going to just end with Dark Empire, and we're gonna say, oh, it was Palpatine the whole time. Yeah, it just didn't really sound thought out, but that you're kind of right. The whole grievance that everyone has with Star Wars is it's not lore accurate. That's like the main grievances.
Just like chill, just like
Yeah.
watch it and laugh. Like, cause Palpatine coming back live, stupidest thing I've ever seen. But it was so funny. It was so funny to me, cause I'm sitting there and he's on this thing and he's like, I'm your grandfather, Ray, and I'm just like, that is the funniest goddamn thing I've seen in my life. And then he electrocutes her and he gets shocked back
himself for like the third time.
And
He
now,
hasn't learned.
goddamn, if that movie theater seat didn't actually move back, I'd have been on the floor laughing. Fuck. It was funny.
When he had just the lightning just going across the sky, I was like,
That
oh
was
my
actually
God.
kind of cool.
I
That
think
was pretty
Palpatine
cool.
is the funniest villain
Right?
I've ever
Oh,
seen
yeah.
in a movie.
Yeah.
Unlimited power.
Absolutely.
He's so
He's
goofy.
comically evil.
I love him.
He's-
He has no reason
Yeah.
to be evil.
Exactly.
He's just evil.
Well,
He's-
that's the whole like Sith kind of motto. Power
Darth
for
Vader
power's
has a
sake.
reason to be evil.
Yes. That's why
Count
he
Dooku
wasn't
got
a
a
true
reason to
Sith.
be
That's
evil.
why Darth Vader was never a true
Even
Sith.
Maul's got a reason to be evil. He was indoctrinated as a child. Like,
Yeah.
it makes sense.
But I think that's ultimately why Sidious beat all of them.
What Sidious is, he's a religious fanatic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And he's such a religious fanatic that, unlike a lot of other Sith, he literally wants his apprentice to be stronger than him and kill him.
Yeah.
Which I think it's funny. It's so funny to me. He's just evil because
Yeah.
he's evil.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
And I actually hated the thing in Star Wars Battlefront, the Operation Cinder or whatever.
Uh-huh.
I hated that at first, but now I think it's really funny
No, it's class. It's
because it's just like, why would you do that?
It kinda
Because
made-
I'm evil.
It kind
Yeah,
of made him so
exactly.
tactical, though. But then when you start thinking about it, it made no sense
But
whatsoever.
don't think about it, and it's really
Yeah,
funny.
and it's real funny.
canonically, if I can spoil it with the lore, the whole reason they did that, or that Palpatine did that, is he said if the Empire cannot protect its emperor, it doesn't deserve
Which
to
is really
exist.
stupid
Which is
because he comes
stupid.
back.
Well, that's true. That's
It's dumb because
true.
he comes
But
back.
honestly, they didn't intend on him coming back.
Yeah, no, it's actually pretty good when you don't
Yeah.
look at that when he
Yeah.
doesn't come back.
So
It's kind of obvious at that point they didn't have the grand plan there, and they're
They-
like, okay,
when
we
have
can make
they
that
ever
story.
had a
Wait,
grand
it
plan?
contradicts this one.
yeah.
Oh wait, what's happening?
That's why I liked Star Wars Legends so much with the comics, because it was just a bunch of different stories. There was no, timeline really. I mean, there kind of was, but it was just a bunch of different stories that were just a bunch of different stories with the same characters. It was, I mean,
Have you read
The-
the
you
Thrawn
can't-
trilogy?
I really want to. I was just gonna mention
Yeah.
that. I really want to read the Thrawn trilogy.
I'm reading them right now.
Are you?
Yeah.
How are they?
Good.
Really good.
Good. I've barely gotten any.
Oh, okay.
Them. Like I've just I just started, but
My friend Philip
Chiss
is really
ascendancy.
into it.
Oh,
He's
we need to
read-
have Philip on the podcast.
Yeah, we have to have Philip. He has all 3 books. He read it 2 years ago. He's a big Thrawn fan.
I didn't even like Rebels that much, but Thrawn, I love
Thrawn
in
is-
Rebels.
Because he's played by that villain that was in Sherlock Holmes. Did you ever watch Sherlock Holmes?
Which
the
one?
Benedict Cumberbatch one.
No.
That was good. I was really
Saw
good.
the Robert Downey Jr. one.
I watched those ones too. Those were good too.
I like the first one. The second one I don't like. But
Yeah, the second one was a little.
it's not bad. It's just
Towards the end, it kind of got a little cheesy.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really any movie where they have to stop World War One. I think is the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, because you can't
I've
stop World War One. It's like
I've only seen two movies where that happens. But yeah, both of them they were dumb.
yeah.
It's weird that it happened twice. Kingsman and
Well, you know what it
so-
is? It's literally just it's like I was saying. People are running out of ideas. We
Yeah,
keep
true.
reusing the same things.
True.
And and
put me in charge. Me.
you know what I actually think it is? Generation Z is like so. This goes. We've talked about this on the
Mhm.
podcast before too. Generational theory.
Sure have.
The whole idea is strong men make good times make make weak men make bad times make strong men, and it's just a cycle like over and
Okay.
over again. And in terms of, I think there's this like a cycle of 4 generations, and each generation's like got a different characteristic, and the one that's born in the bad times that eventually is going to become the next strong generation tend to be like artists, and that's Generation Z. It's basically a bunch of creative artists. But what do you see? You see a lot of millennials entering the workforce right now. And I kind of, just as a generalization, not to say that all millennials aren't creative, but I think all millennials aren't creative.
Yeah, okay. I don't know that millennials are entering the workforce right now. Millennials are old as shit.
Millennials?
Yeah.
They're not old.
Yeah, they're like 30 to 40.
No.
Yeah.
We're like at the edge of Generation Z. Generation Z is basically
No, Generation Z
1997.
goes to, I don't know.
97.
Look it up.
It should be. I think it's 97.
Millennials 1981,
Oh,
1996.
19 what?
1996.
Yeah, so
96.
81,
So 97
there's
is
40-year-olds walking around that are millennials.
Oh wow.
The problem with generations is people have different definitions of where one starts and ends.
Yeah.
I do agree with you though. There's a lot of creative people that Generation Z.
Oh, yeah.
There's a ton of them. So I
It's
do
cyclic.
agree with that.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'd say it's millennial. I don't know. Generations. There are generational trends, but like when you try to define them, it gets trickier and trickier.
Well, here's an interesting generational trend. Millennials generally aren't having kids. For the first time in California history, California is going down in population.
It's because doing it's icky.
Yeah.
Sex is a sin.
Would you say tax?
I said sex is a
Oh.
sin. Tax, yeah.
He said it was icky.
Yeah,
Taxation.
let me take
is
this off.
theft,
I can't
is
actually
what I
hear you
said. No.
because I can't hear anything through those.
I love taxes.
I still
Tax
can't hear
me
myself.
more.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Looking at me like you give me the eye. Joe's giving me the eye right now. I don't
Giving
know
you
if
the
saw
eye?
that. Yeah.
Yeah, here.
I'll give you the eye. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Joe.
I
don't
need to
know-
put
I
a
don't know
curtain
what I'm
between you
talking
two.
No. No, that's no. You can't stop love.
Can't stop.
You can't.
Matthew,
stop
your
true
dad's
love.
gonna wonder about you tonight.
He already did. Remember?
I know.
Does he
Carl-
watch
every-
this?
Sometimes
My
he
dad-
watches it, and every time
Um,
Matthew will tell me that, like the next time I see him, that it's like, my dad asked me last night if I was gay or something like that.
No, he
No.
didn't.
No.
So
what
what
would you
happened
say?
was-
We're not gay, but we are engaged.
You just-
So
No, my dad walked in one day, right?
Oh yeah, he said, "What is this?"
In breakfast, he's like, "What is this?" And it was Carl. Carl was saying,
yeah.
"I got what was it? College cold or what was it? From kissing too much,
Kissing too many guys.
too many guys."
What do you guys?
And he's like, it was so bad.
Carl
I'm
is very
glad to know
animated.
that my,
Yeah,
me
not the
being
first
on
time.
here is not the first time.
No.
Not the worst either.
No.
Not by a long
No.
shot.
No.
You got some catching up to do.
Shit.
Yeah, you got some work.
let's talk
don't
about-
worry, it'll come to you.
Let's
It'll
talk
come to
about
you.
sex.
Yeah, let's talk about Halo.
Let's talk about gay sex. No.
Well, maybe not that. That might. Well, actually, no. So that's the strange thing about YouTube. You could talk about that all you want,
I love gay sex.
as long as it's not heterosexual.
That's the old Heterosexuality is gross.
How did you say that with a straight face,
What?
Alex?
What?
He looked straight into the mic. His eyeless loves.
I love gays.
You need to be a stand-up comedian, man.
No.
You have such deadpan comedy.
Here's the thing. I need people to be near me. If I'm just by myself,
You should be a podcast comedian then.
I should be on podcasts. I should be on yeah.
Well, you are
You're
on a
right. I'm on a
podcast.
podcast right
Yeah.
now. This is the beginning of my new career.
In
I'm
public
gonna,
speaking.
Yeah, I'm just gonna talk about gay sex on like every podcast.
Hey, YouTube will love you.
Hey, Misfits podcast. Put me on there, yo.
Oh man.
God damn.
But anyway, originally we wanted to talk about.
We're talking about fucking string theory.
Yeah, string theory, quantum mechanics.
I love quantum mechanics.
Quantum mechanics is wacky, man.
Quantum mechanics is so cool.
It's really cool.
I don't get it.
Oh no, I don't either.
It's cool. Nobody gets it. That's the wonderful thing
yeah,
about
that's the
quantum
cool
mechanics.
thing.
Smart people and stupid people alike can finally
Well,
unite on an issue. They
That's
don't know
not
what
true,
the hell's
actually.
going
That's
on.
not actually true. Stupid people think they know quantum mechanics. I know a lot of. Well, I shouldn't say that, but
Maybe they're just smarter than you. And
They
there's
could
so
be-
much
they could be
smart, it's
smarter
like
than me that
radio
they
show
understand the
episode.
quantum
They're so much
mechanics.
smarter than you. They seem stupid.
yeah, that's true. It could be. Anyway, quantum mechanics.
Yeah.
Where do you want to start? Because that's a very
talk
broad.
about
You want to
Outer
talk about
Wilds,
Outer
baby.
Wilds?
Game
Okay.
of the year every year since 1992.
Game of the year.
No,
No, it's a really good game.
it's a really good
It's
game.
really
You should
solid.
play it.
Really solid.
I
game.
would recommend
to
it.
everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's an intellectual game. It makes it's a thinking man's game.
Yeah, and so
It's
it's
not
not
for
for
me
me. It was not for me because
You didn't get it.
I just about skipped the entire story,
You
went
did.
straight to the end, and then wondered what the hell was going on.
You did. You said you forgot something at the Ash.
Yeah, I forgot the
names.
thingamajiggy in
Twin,
the
Ash
in the
Twin.
center of Ash Twin.
Yeah, and I was like, I literally texted you like, what thing? I was like, oh my god, please tell me he didn't get it already. You did. That's what you did.
Yeah. I was like, I've kind of figured it out. It was like what was supposed to be going on. I was like, oh, okay, so I need to find something to put in here. Oh, it's over here. Okay, so I just need to put that. Oh, and then I can. I literally brute forced the coordinates.
Yeah. How many times did you get eaten?
A lot.
No.
There's these weird fish
Weird
inside of
fish.
this weird like
Dark
TARDIS
Bramble.
place.
You
And
nerd. TARDIS.
oh, Doctor Who's great.
Yeah.
Well,
seen it.
it was great.
I've
They
seen
kind of
Loki,
stretched it out too much.
And they tell me Loki's like Doctor Who.
Loki is not like Doctor Who. Loki's a lot worse
Watch
than
the
Doctor
whole
Who.
video. I will fight you on this podcast, and I will win.
My bet is on Alex.
Loki was.
No, Loki was really
fire.
good. Doctor Who,
Moon Knight was fire.
Didn't see that.
Every other Marvel show was kind of mid. No, WandaVision was good.
Hmm.
But the rest of them were mid.
Actually, I originally did like WandaVision, but I rewatched it and I don't like it anymore.
I don't like the ending.
I don't like any of it.
No.
Well, no, that's not true. I don't like the fact that Wanda like got away scot-free because she like kind of just
Okay, so I will tell
tortured
you,
those people.
she does not get away scot-free.
Oh, okay.
And,
Gotcha.
Yeah. No
Well, then-
spoilers. She does not get away scot-free.
Because and then there was that weird character, the Monica's daughter, Monica Rambeau's daughter that was working for SWORD that got dusted away, and she was supposed to be the director, and she got the superpowers, and now she can see like in 3 different
Wait.
kinds of radioactive spectrum, and
Monica Ram. I thought Monica Rambeau.
or maybe it
was
is Monica
that
Rambeau's
was
the daughter.
Woman who, yeah, she's the daughter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyway,
I didn't like how
I
she
didn't like
got
her
her
character.
powers.
I that was whatever. I didn't like her character as it towards the end where it was like, they'll never know what you sacrificed. And it
Yeah,
was like,
no, that was bad.
that was
That was
just-
bad.
that was stupid.
What's really weird? No, I can't. I don't know. Either one of you guys gonna see?
I'm
Doctor
not gonna
Strange?
watch
You're not
it.
gonna watch
I'm
You gonna watch it? You gonna watch Doctor Strange?
I haven't watched it yet.
You're gonna watch it.
I think so.
I can't talk about it.
No. You know, I'm fine with spoilers.
You fine with spoilers? All right.
People die.
Well, I don't. wanna
okay.
spoil it
Spoiler
for
warning.
the three
Spoiler
people
warning.
Spoiler
watching.
warning.
Here's your chance now for Doctor Strange.
I'm
If
gonna
you-
talk about it for 2 seconds. So
Okay.
Just like
Isn't Black Bolt in it?
you fucking asshole. We didn't hear.
You didn't give him a second.
All right. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna Matthew count us down. I don't know what from.
No, we're good. We're good.
We're good. We're good.
Yeah, just talk
Okay,
about it.
so Wanda's fucking evil in this movie.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. She's
Oh,
the main,
gr- oh,
she's the
that's
main villain,
fantastic.
Yeah. So it's weird that she says that they'll never know what you said because like she's just straight up evil now.
Okay.
She does not sacrifice it.
Yeah.
Because the whole fucking movie, she's trying to get to another universe where she's gonna murder another Wanda and take her kids
Oh wow.
and live there. Yeah. She is evil in this movie. The whole plot revolves
like that.
around her trying to kill a teenager to take her powers.
I really like that
and,
because
yeah,
like
no.
that's just the grief combined with the insane power that she has.
No, it's really good. She's a really good villain. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Really solid villain, and she's also goes crazy because she's reading this like basically Necronomicon.
Darkhold.
Yeah, the Darkhold.
Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot they bring that up in WandaVision.
Yep.
But yeah. So I wish they leaned into that more with WandaVision.
I did too.
There's this the comic book House of M.
Oh yeah.
You ever read House?
I
of M?
haven't read it, but I've heard of it.
So
I've
in
seen
House
some
of M,
videos about it.
House of M. Hawkeye is so not Vision.
Mm-hmm.
Hawkeye dies.
Okay.
Wanda kills him because she's crazy.
Okay.
And she brings him back in her new world that she's made.
Oh, okay.
Right, this new fake world she's made, where the mutants are like the ruling class and the people
Mhm.
are like the lower class.
Oh yeah, 'cause she's a mutant. I forgot
Yeah,
about
yeah, yeah.
that.
So, what happens is similar to WandaVision, where slowly over time, Vision figures out that he's dead.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess it's more immediate, but
Oh,
Hawkeye,
there's, like, 3 of
Hawkeye,
them now.
Jesus Christ, Hawkeye finds out that he's dead, and he loses his shit, and he basically aims his bow at Wanda's children who aren't real, and threatens to kill them.
Okay.
So Wanda proceeds to turn him into a bunch of puzzle pieces, and then he collapses. It's great. It's
Dang.
wonderful, and I thought Vision was gonna find out he's dead and freak out, and that didn't happen, and I'm sad about that.
Yeah.
There's just a lot more horror elements I think they could have done with WandaVision that they didn't do.
Yeah, 'cause they almost made it seem
But
like
they-
she was gonna go back to being a
Here's
hero.
the weird thing: they did do it in Doctor Strange.
Yeah,
so
that's
they were
weird.
totally capable of doing it. They just
Yeah.
didn't do it. They wanted to save it, I guess.
I wonder if it's because they got like backlash.
I
And
wonder.
then they just changed it. In
I wonder if
Doctor Strange.
WandaVision was them testing the waters.
I bet you it was.
I bet it. Yeah, I bet it was.
I bet you you're right.
Was this a
Uh,
really different movie?
Yeah.
It was.
So it's still a superhero movie. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but it's a horror-oriented superhero.
Sam
movie.
Okay.
Raimi directed it, right?
Yeah, he directed it.
pretty
It's
cool.
it's
Okay.
It's a Raimi. It's like kind of like corny horror. It's a horror with like corny elements.
Okay.
He directed
Which I think
some
works.
So it's like a
corny
Marvel horror movie.
Yeah, it's like a Marvel horror movie. Yeah, it's got some cool camera. He moves the camera around in cool ways. There's
Okay.
this part where it's like a first-person POV shot that would be in a horror movie,
Hmm.
and where like Wanda's like spirit is walking around. And it's like, it's all spooky looking, and
That's
it's
that's way different than what Marvel usually does.
No,
they have
it's
like
a-
very static cameras. They don't really experiment. The
Yeah,
colors
yeah.
are the same.
There's this great fight scene in it where they throw music notes at each other,
music notes.
and
Okay.
they got these like instruments, and like they're like using them to they're casting this. So first they're playing the instruments, and then turning the sound into like casts, like spell casts, and they're throwing them at each other, and then it's dope. It's dope as hell.
Okay.
It sounds weird.
It
Trust
does sound
me, it
weird.
looks dope. It
Okay.
looks super cool. Yeah. 'Cause they don't have any weapons, and they're just
Power
they're
music.
using music, and it's really cool because the notes are playing as they hit them, and it's really dope.
So
Yeah.
it's like a guitar. Ultimate guitar on, but like
Yeah, it's like
magical
that, but
ultimate guitar.
with Doctor Strange and nothing like what you just said.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't know what you're talking- I have no idea what you're talking about.
Guitar Hero. That's what it's called.
I don't
Guitar
think
Hero.
Guitar Hero has wizards.
No, Guitar.
It might. I didn't play it.
Well, no. I didn't play it either. But where like the notes go down to the thing, and then you hit the button, and
Yeah, except they're actually playing notes.
yeah. Well,
Okay.
were they really actually playing it?
I mean, I don't know. Probably.
Was
all fake.
Benedict Cumberbatch a music major in college?
He might be.
I don't know.
I don't know anything about Benedict Cumberbatch. except
Neither do
his
I.
name sounds
His
funny.
name is really
and I
funny. It sounds
enjoy
like a
that.
cucumber.
And he's a pretty good actor.
He is a
so-
pretty good actor.
really
He's
good
played in a lot of movies.
Yeah,
He's played a gay cowboy.
I've done that.
Joe, how do you know that? What movie?
I
What
was
is that?
watching. I was deep in the YouTube rabbit hole.
Brokeback Mountain, baby.
It wasn't. I don't think it was
That's
that one.
not him. I don't know who's in that movie. No, you're talking about that other movie. He's gay in that?
It's like yeah.
Yeah, no, I know that movie.
And he like I'm pretty sure he
I
like
don't know
sexually
Brokeback
assaults
Mountain.
like the son of the main character or
Wish
something
that
like
were
that.
me. No, I'm kidding.
Really?
I think so.
Oh Jesus.
I want to say
That's fucked up. No, I know
Yeah,
the movie.
it's-
That's
it's
the
a
new
really
movie. Huh?
weird-
That's
yeah.
the new movie. Yeah,
it's
I
like
was.
something of the dog or something like
yeah,
that.
yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. That was up.
I was
for,
watching
it didn't
some video-
win, but it was up for.
I don't-
Best Picture.
Okay, that's
it
weird.
Was. It was
That's
up for
weird.
it.
I don't know what. Anyway, we won't. Anyway, yeah,
We
that was
did
a
go on
really
tangents.
long
Let's
tangent.
talk about string theory. So the
String
cool thing
theory.
about strings is my
They're
cat
wiggly.
really likes to play with them.
Yeah, and they
It's
wiggle and
very
wobble,
cute.
and sometimes if it's a string in a straight line or if it's a loop, then they're different wobbles and
That's really interesting, Joseph.
Yeah.
I'm glad I came on the podcast.
Yeah.
So what is string theory? Enlighten me.
Not a
So,
hint of sarcasm in your
to
voice.
go to string theory, first we have to back up to. Oh, we're touching toes. First we have to go to.
My foot hasn't moved. That was all on you.
I know it was all me. Yeah. I'm making the moves on you, Alex.
Yeah,
I'm
hey,
stealing
back off my
stealing you
man.
from
Back
Matthew.
off.
Listen, I'm a prize, and whoever catches me catches me.
All right, so
String theory,
quantum.
yeah.
So to talk about string theory, first you have to talk about the standard model.
Actually,
Which
wait,
is
real
quantum
quick,
mechanics,
real quick. Back it up.
Yeah, back it up.
Talk
Outer
about,
Wilds.
talk about Outer Wilds. 'cause
Outer
we never
Wilds.
talked about that.
Yeah,
So
we mentioned it by name like once.
Outer Wilds is this fantastic game where there's a spoiler alert. There's a time loop that you're in, and at
Yep.
the end of every 20 minutes, the sun explodes. and
22.
you- 22 minutes.
Yep,
The sun
22.
explodes, and you die a horrible, agonizing death. So actually, it's probably instant. So it's probably not that bad. Basically, your goal of the game is to figure out what's going on and get to the eye of the universe. Now, the interesting thing about Outer Wilds is it's a very rudimentary use of quantum mechanics in it.
Yes.
Very rudimentary, but it's there.
It's basically just what principle would that be? That would be Schrodinger's cat. It's literally just
I like cats.
waveform collapse, where if an object is in a state of flux until it is observed, and when it is observed, the waveform of probability collapses into one single output, and every time. So the thing that they do in Outer Wilds is they kind of take that to the extreme of where if you then stop observing it and then re-observe it, it's then can be in a different spot physically, which isn't exactly, I think, isn't exactly like the point of quantum mechanics. I always have to preface it with that because with quantum
Joe, you
mechanics,
know what
it's
you're
very
talking
hard to know what you're talking about.
I trust Joe.
I wouldn't. I would
I don't
definitely
trust
fact
Joe.
check everything we say on this podcast.
Please, I don't know anything.
But you don't have to.
I'm an
Our
English
viewers can
major.
though. So, talk about. You can
So-
talk about the quantum moon.
Okay, so, dude, the quantum moon is so long ago for me. I don't remember.
Well, so it
It's
like
got,
jumps
like,
from planet
yeah,
to
from
orbits
planet to planet, and then there's
orbit.
the sixth location, and the sixth location is
The
it
eye of the
orbits the eye.
universe. I think that was a pretty cool concept.
Oh yeah. Do you know why? How it ends the way? Do you know why that happens?
I have no idea.
Okay, so the eye of the universe is a quantum object,
Okay.
is what it is. So by observing it, so like no one's ever observed it.
Uh huh.
So by observing it, you create a new Big Bang, basically, and that's the ending.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get that at all from
Yes,
the
so
ending.
that's what happens.
No. Okay.
I don't know.
So
how-
I went
got-
back and replayed the game. Like
I think
you
it's
were
funny that
supposed to.
you didn't get that
Yeah, I
because
didn't
I
get that
got
at all.
that, and I don't know anything about science.
Okay.
Didn't Joe skip everything?
So
Well, no, that was what I did at first. Then I went back and did
Then you went
everything because
back.
you told me to.
But then again, I also played the DLC, so I don't remember if I got that initially.
Okay. I don't
The
know.
DLC is very interesting too.
Okay.
But the DLC is not necessary for understanding it, but it does add another layer.
So that's an interesting concept of the eye of the universe
Yeah.
because well, I mean, what even is it like? How do you even explain? Is it like the center of the universe, or like what are they supposed to? Is it really even analogous to our universe?
I don't think that it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know what the eye of the universe. I don't think it's anything that could ever be real.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it could be. We don't know it's out there.
It's just strange because that's the thing that like kind of stuck out to me was like there's no real definition for what it was or why we were trying to find it or.
So it's sort of like this, like it's almost this like mystical. I don't want to say mystical, but it's like the universe is like a living thing,
Okay.
is what it is, and you understand that. So like the entire universe is collapsing in on itself.
Yeah.
At the end, that's all the suns are going supernova.
Yeah.
So it calls out this thing, and then every time the universe is dying, so it's not like it's not like a scientific thing that whatever the universe. I mean, universe probably.
Oh!
Oh shit! What do we got here?
I just realized. So the eye of the universe basically is giving it's basically God.
Basically, yeah.
So it's giving everybody consciousness so that when the conscious observer observes the thing that's giving it consciousness, it's like a paradox and it creates a new singular.
Man,
So I don't know
thinking
what the
about it,
fuck
I'm
he's
just like,
talking
Jesus
about.
No,
That's
so
all right.
that makes sense. That makes sense actually because because think about it.
What the fuck
No,
he's
I'll dumb it down. I'll dumb it down.
Dumb it down.
Yeah,
I'll-
down for
He's
you.
gone is done.
Think about it. So if the universe is alive
Yeah.
and you have this thing that's quantum, that's pseudo quantum, so when you observe it, the waveform collapses and something happens, or whatever the waveform is. It collapses and then it's whatever happens. In order to observe it, in the game, there has to be a physical conscious observer. Otherwise, just a rock passing by would be observing it.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's literally saying that the eye of the universe is God, pretty much, and it's giving consciousness to everyone in the universe selectively, because otherwise you couldn't have an observer. You kind of get what I'm saying?
I do get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it.
So
I don't know
Sure.
if anyone's ever said that before. You should post that on Reddit.com. Get your upvotes.
it's on here, so
It's on here. Yeah.
this is good enough.
Yeah.
But that's not really how quantum mechanics works in real life. But then again, it's quantum mechanics, so I don't really know how it works. I'm
Yeah, no, like I said,
not
it's
an
very
expert.
rudimentary understanding. It's like
Oh, yeah.
observer.
It takes something and then like kind of pushes it up to the extreme of kind of what you could do with it.
Yeah. Outer Wilds. I mean, the whole Outer Wilds is kind of like that because it has an in-game physics engine.
Yeah, their physics engine is really
it's
cool.
the best part of it.
Yeah.
It's so, all that shit's moving in real time.
Yeah.
Everything is happening in real time.
Yeah.
Everything's loaded in. Super dope game. Honestly, my favorite.
What are you guys talking about when you mean like the physics engine?
So they have a literal solar system.
Yeah.
That the planets are all orbiting each other. It's got the player can interact with the gravity. There's a whole. I mean, it's
Show this to a
insane.
flat earther and you will blow their mind.
Yeah.
Because it's actually wild because these planets are like kind of small, so you
Yeah.
can fully see that they're like round as you're landing on it, and then it just
Yeah.
I don't.
It's insane, man.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys.
You gotta play it.
convincing me just a little.
But
bit.
I tell you what, Cameron and I making the video game, we're like trying to code the physics engine right now.
You gonna do that?
Originally I wanted to, and I actually got it to work to where you could walk on a sphere. And that's as far as I got, and then I realized that the skybox wouldn't let me, which is stupid, not because I changed the skybox to one that would actually let me do it, but the skybox was only going to be like horizontal, only the top half was like the sky and the bottom half was the night, and so that was how it like, but anyway, I changed that now, so I guess I could still do it, but I have a lot of respect for the physics engine in that game, because it is hard to code a physics engine
Everything's
that
got
well,
different
and it
gravity.
was so smooth. I didn't feel like any kind of bugs with the physics engine.
I
like
know, dude, it's crazy.
that was really good.
It's just impressive, and
Yeah.
you've got all these different things that are like
Interacting,
changing
yeah.
over like.
And the
like-
fact that doesn't blow up my computer is just really impressive.
It is.
And how optimized that must have
It
been.
is, yeah. It's funny. I think when it on release, it wasn't that optimized.
Okay.
A lot of people had problems with it, but the time I got my hands on it, it was perfect.
Oh wow.
So,
I definitely recommend it to anyone who is interested in this podcast. Honestly,
anyone who has a mild interest in space,
mild interest in
the
anything.
mildest interest in
Yeah. Anything really.
anyone who likes exploration or
Yeah.
it's just
If you just like video games,
if you like
it's a
video
great
games,
video
it's
game.
it's a fantastic video game.
Yeah.
It's really well made.
Sponsored by. I'm kidding.
Yeah, sponsored by
It's
Mobius
not sponsored
Digital, I
YouTube.
think that is.
I don't know.
I think.
But no, it was a really good game. But
Fantastic game.
so you know how there was the quantum moon, and it would jump
Yeah.
from orbit to orbit on
Yeah.
different planets, and then there was a sixth location where sometimes they couldn't find it on any planet, and they figured out that it was orbiting the eye of the universe.
Yeah.
They also theorized that the quantum moon was in its natural state a moon of the eye of the universe, and because it was a moon of the eye of the universe, it gave it like quantum properties, but in macro scale. And then that like went to the solar system that the eye was orbiting, and then the moon like shards broke off from it and fell on some of the planets and gave the surrounding parts quantum things in macro scale. I mean, it's
Yeah, quantum.
that's the whole like kind of thought process through the game. And if you play the game, there's like this shard in the first world you're on before you even take off. There's this shard in the observatory, and if you like spin in a circle, it'll be at a different spot every time you observe it. So that's like waveform collapse. And now what it is in real life is it's a lot more it's a lot less exciting, to be honest. It's not like
Those
you
things
observe
are.
something and then what it is it has to do with electrons mainly. But any kind of elementary particle, as long as it is a fermion, not a boson. And bosons, I think, play by a little bit different rules. And I can explain a little bit later what that means. But, so for fermions, there's something called a waveform, or a probability waveform. And each fermion has some sort of probability. It's the Heisenberg uncertainty principle, which means the more you know about an object's speed, the less you know about its position. And the more you know about its position, the less you know about its speed, or velocity, which is direction and magnitude.
I've heard of this Heisenberg's uncertainty. I've heard of that like a whole bunch of times.
Uh-huh.
I don't know where from. I don't know, and I never knew what it was.
Yeah, it's just that.
That's not very difficult.
No, it's
to
not.
grasp. No.
The fundamental like intuitive stuff about quantum mechanics is really simple. The math is not.
I hate math.
And I haven't even tried to delve into the math because I've seen some of the equations and it's like I don't even know what any of those variables mean.
Yeah, man, I took logic as a GE.
Logic?
Yeah,
Is that like a Greek philosopher class or like
it's like letters.
oh, it's like letters?
It's like turning arguments into, and I say argument, like very simple arguments into mathematics.
Oh, okay.
And,
Gotcha.
yeah, so it was the least amount of math.
So
I
it's
could
kind
do.
of like a rudimentary applied mathematics.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was it was just an easy GE for me to do.
No, that's good because for quantum mechanics, it's literally like they take these like ideas that it's really just ideas that people have, and then they say, well, if we take this idea and we kind of merge it together, and then we have this kind of math, we do this experiment, then we get this output, then we can kind of form this equation around all of this stuff. That's how it came to be. I can't pretend to understand that I know how any of the math works.
I don't get how that math. They talk about like this theory and like the math works for it. I'm like, how did you come up with math for that?
Yeah, it's
How
a
did
lot
you-
of. I mean, I won't even get into applied math, but
Yeah,
it's
I really enjoy science, but
Oh,
I
yeah.
do not enjoy the math around it. So
Oh, I
just
enjoy the
will
math.
Learn about the science and ignore the math.
that's the hard thing about physics for people, is it's the bridge between math and science. You know, your intuitive kind of understanding of the world and the mathematical representation of it. And when you merge those things together, it's some things are intuitive, some things aren't, and if you just can't have a good grasp unless you can see the world just in math.
Yeah, so
You know?
I can't do that. I can't.
So it's just a hard concept to grasp.
I can't even like picture measurements, man. I can't like eyeball measurements.
Oh, really?
For anything. No.
I can't. It might just be a product of me working at a machine shop for a while. Like I'll just look at something and that's like, oh yeah, that's like
Yeah.
10 thousandths or you know.
Yeah,
like stuff like
I
that.
will. Someone will be like, "Oh, it's about I don't know." Someone, like, give me like a approximate
Yeah.
measurement. I'll be like, "Bro, I have no idea what that means." My brain does not work like that.
Yeah.
I think in words.
No, I think in
not
numbers.
numbers.
I think in numbers. I definitely think. What about you, Matthew? Do you think in words or numbers?
It's harder. Both, I guess.
Both.
Oh, look at this guy. Look
But
at
not
this guy.
not to the extent both of you have. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
as proficient as both of you.
No.
But
Well,
have
I don't
both.
just think in numbers. I'm not like 1001001
No,
1010.
that's how you
binary.
think. You're a robot.
That's
He's
not
just
how
a
I think.
robot. I've
Well, I think in words.
look.
but
I've seen him putting in batteries. Okay, it's disgusting, but I've seen it.
Well, hey, what a man does in his private time should stay between the man and his private time.
No.
You know, no,
Not
we
very-
don't need any peeping
Not
toms
very
through the
private
window.
if I saw it.
Well, hey, a public street corner is as
What?
private as somebody can get.
What?
You know,
Oh, some people. Yeah.
Some people just don't have the luxury to do it in their own mobile home.
That is a true fact. Fair statement. Yep.
I was trying out your comedy with a serious face.
You broke character
It
did,
immediately.
I broke
Okay, you know,
You-
it's got to just be part of it.
Oh, it- you know, it does.
gotta
It
just
totally
be
does.
This dry,
Yeah.
just asshole. That's what you
Yeah.
need to be.
Speaking of asshole, the battery. I'm kidding.
See, that was good.
That was good. I gotta give
I
you
like
props
that.
on
No,
that one.
anyway.
I like that one.
Anyway.
It's like I like watching you put those batteries.
Oh.
Moving
Oh,
on.
you're into that?
We
Let's just create our
yeah,
own
uh,
lore for this podcast.
dude, how did we
You wanna-
stretch that out?
Yeah, we did.
That was
You
a
want to
good.
create lore for
we
this?
stretched
Dude,
it out just like Joe
I am
stretched
really-
out
I'm
his.
clipping
Never
that.
mind.
Clipping that?
Oh my god. Still going.
Oh man, when is it gonna stop?
Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon.
Hopefully sooner than.
God, I hope.
Oh
it
god.
stops.
Okay.
Joe, I don't
Anyway.
I don't think the viewers got like the full reaction. I tried to cut as fast as
Oh,
I
it's
could,
okay,
but you
it's
just
okay.
jumped out of your
No,
chair.
I know. We need to have you on the podcast more often,
I
man.
should be regular.
You should
Make
be a
me
regular.
the producer. I'll fuck it
Yeah.
up. I'll fuck it up so bad.
Dude, I tried to be the producer like several times. I'm so bad at that.
Dude, I
Cameron
would-
tried to do it once. He
Yeah.
was really bad.
I would zone out.
I love you, Cameron, but.
Cameron, I also love you.
I love you, Cameron, in a different way.
Uh-oh.
Is it?
He already knows.
Uh-oh.
He already knows.
Matthew, are you
Uh,
polyamorous?
See, I have like 3 different marriages right now. Well, don't tell them.
It's like it's like you're a high school girl.
Really?
Oh, how many high school girls do you know that have 3 different marriages, Joe?
Joe, that's kind of concerning.
This is a
You know
problem.
what I mean? Like,
this is a problem that your
No.
default view of high school girls is married to 3 people.
no. You know, like, or maybe I'm thinking of like, I'm thinking of like
Mormons?
elementary. No, not Mormons.
You know elementary school girls that are married?
No, like, you know how back in
Jesus
elementary,
Christ.
you know how back in elementary school.
No,
There were-
you can't start
Just,
it like that.
just stop here. Just
No,
stop.
I'm serious. I'm
Just
serious.
stop.
I'm
You can't
serious.
do it.
You know
can't
how
do it
like back in
that.
elementary school, there would be
You
like
can't be
the
serious.
girls that going like, oh, you're my best friend, and you're my best friend, and you're my best friend. That's what I was like, trying to.
So you're equating best friends to
yes.
marriage.
Yes.
No, Joe, I take it a step further. I
Uh-oh.
have
With elementary?
Alex. No. No.
Oh, no.
That's
You got-
terrible.
I
That's
shouldn't
terrible.
have said
I gotta
that,
check
but
my
it
You
was,
should not have said
it
I
was
got
that.
you.
That's
automatic.
terrible. That was terrible. But hey, there's no
I'm
censorship
sorry.
on this podcast.
I'm sorry, viewers. for
Oh,
my
it's our
behavior.
2 viewers.
I'm sorry. That's all there is to it.
Is that a YouTube apology right there?
Yeah.
Hey, you can't apologize to the mob. Then they'll just ask you to apologize more.
What did you say?
I said you can't apologize to the mob. They'll just ask you to
mob?
apologize. Yeah, the mob. The Russian
I
mob.
don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
He has voices in his head that he's talking to right now.
Schizophrenic. Yeah, my boy Vinny was just telling me. Like, I don't know
My
what
boy
I'm talking
Vinny.
about.
Joe would probably like make you stop talking. He's like, hold on, John is talking right now on the podcast. Shut up.
Hey, Matthew, you're cutting off Steve over there.
Oh, see what I'm talking about?
Steve, you pointed to me. Is he in my lap?
Where?
No, you pointed right at
He's
me.
pressing
Oh,
your shoulders.
Well,
right
then I'm
now.
hallucinating too.
All right. Welcome to the fucking AstroCast podcast,
Yeah,
where
it's-
we meet weekly to discuss Joe's psychological
This is really just
issues.
an intervention
What
for
episode
me.
is this?
I'm actually
this
a
is episode
licensed.
12 of season 2.
I'm a licensed
One too many.
psychologist, and I'm here.
Did you say one too many?
I said one too many.
Oh, come on. The setup for that joke was weak.
It was. I need to get it more.
One too many is funny though.
But anyway, we were
It's
talking
way
about
more
quantum
than
mechanics.
One too many, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, yeah.
Quantum mechanics, yeah.
So, let me finish talking about that.
Wherever we were.
So, where, God,
Train,
hold on a second.
train has been derailed.
Yeah, it's been really
It's
derailed.
been derailed.
So, we were talking about the macro quantum mechanics as it was simulated in Outer Wilds.
Yep.
And how the shard, when you observed this one asset in the game, you could, when you kept observing it, it would change positions when you, like, stop observing it and then reobserve it. And I was saying that's not exactly how it works in real life. And for fermions, there's something specifically electrons is where they figured this out with. There's something called a waveform, or a probability waveform. And I'm probably getting the name wrong, but I don't really care. But essentially what it is we know kind of the general area of where the electron is going to be, but we don't know exactly where it is until we observe it in some experimental way. Now, once you observe it, and once you do something to it, it's always going to be there unless you change the system somehow. So it's not like you can like stop observing it and then reobserve it. So what happens is you can think about the dual slit waveform experiment, where they shot a beam of electrons at a double slit, and essentially what happened is you'd fire one electron, it would hit like over here. You'd fire one electron, it'd hit like over there on this piece of paper, or not a piece of paper, but a detector. You'd fire one, it'd hit like up there, and fire one right in the middle. And they were like, well, what's going on? There's no like predictable pattern. So they fired like a bajillion of them. That's a technical term, by the way. And it formed what they would think like water going through the slots would be, like a wave, or a harmonic motion of some sort of waveform going through the double slits. And if they repeated the experiment with water and just like pushed kind of the water through the double slits, and it made the same exact pattern. And so, and by they I mean every high school student in like a physics or chemistry class. Yeah, except our chemistry class, we did it with a simulation on the computer.
Wow, that was so much fun.
It was so much fun.
Wow.
But and I digress. There's a moth right there. I digress.
What is on me?
The I don't know what you have on you.
Where did this come from?
It's the ceiling.
Ceiling. Oh God.
The ceiling's spitting on you.
Oh no.
But anyway, it's not like, that's what they mean by it's in a state of flux until observed. That's the waveform diagram. It could be anywhere there. There's a probability of where they think it is probably more likely to hit or where it's not less likely to hit. It's once they fire the electron, then the waveform collapses in it. So it's not exactly like your observation changes anything. It was always destined to do that. It was always going to do that. It's just that we didn't know what it particularly was because we don't really have the math to explain it other than in probability.
Okay.
So that's kind of what the Heisenberg uncertainty principle, along with Schrodinger's cat, and along with waveform collapse.
Okay.
And if there's any quantum mechanics people who know quantum mechanics better than me, there's probably and they're somehow watching this podcast.
I don't believe that they are. But
then I'll probably hear it in the
if
chat
you're there,
if they are. But
call me.
what?
Why did that sound like?
It sounded oddly.
sounded oddly,
It was.
Okay. Okay. Just making sure.
It was.
Just making sure.
entirely meant
Are
to
you in
be.
it for the money?
I might be.
Maybe.
Depends how much you're paying.
How much money you got?
We do not condone.
I condone.
I saw
I
how
condone
explode
whatever
kiss.
you want, baby.
All right. So where do we go from there? String theory.
String theory.
String theory is interesting, to say the least.
Matthew's fucking.
What?
Yeah.
This is so funny. I'm still laughing. Sorry. Carry
So,
on.
essentially, what string theory is it's trying to explain why and how we have all these different fundamental particles. We have the standard model that says these are the fundamental particles we found. There's these two types of fundamental particles, and they're called fermions and bosons. Fermions is what makes up matter. Bosons is what makes up. There's a mosquito flying right by. Oh, yeah, whatever.
Let me know if it like. Well, I guess I got.
Yeah, you're
covered up.
protected.
Yeah.
You're wearing protection.
You ever like flex on it and it like.
I wanted to try that.
Yeah, me too.
I've wanted to try that where you just like flex on the mosquito and then
Yeah,
they're
and it
supposedly
just-
like can't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was a nice tangent.
That was a nice tangent. Go on. Continue.
Yeah. So it's an attempt. So sorry. The standard model says we have these things called bosons and fermions. Fermions is what like makes up the particles like protons, neutrons, and essentially what makes up atoms. Bosons is what makes up the reactions between particles. So you have the Higgs boson, which is theorized to what?
I've heard that's like the.
Yeah, well, that's
God,
the
God
that's
particle.
everyone calls it the God particle.
Yeah.
I honestly do not know why, because the thing that it's theorized to do is to make the interaction between mass happen. I don't know why they call it the God particle because of that, but it is catchy.
Sounds cool.
Yes, I mean,
I think that's
yeah.
pretty much it.
that might be it.
Sounds badass.
But that's what it is. That's what it's theorized to be. It's the particle or the boson that allows the interaction between mass, so gravity. Sorry.
Yeah, hand to me while he's.
It's like a fly flew down my throat or something. I like how you had the camera on me for that entire time.
I didn't. I went straight to Alex.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when you coughed, you went straight to me, and I was like, "Do I say something?"
I just didn't want that. I knew Joel was gonna say something.
So I did say something.
Yeah, that's fine.
That was very interesting.
Anyway,
Not the coughing part.
so string theory, what it does is it attempts to explain why we have these fundamental particles, and it says there's that instead of particles, if you just zoom in a little more, if you could, you'd see just a wiggly worm, or they call them strings. I like worms because it rhymes.
Worm
Or
theory.
it's an alliteration.
I love worm,
Worm theory.
That is a better name.
It's a pretty good name.
I like worm theory.
Worm theory.
We should go with that.
I agree.
So, essentially, what worm theory is, I'm gonna
Mhm.
call it that now.
Yeah.
Essentially, what
It's a
worm
win
theory
for
is.
science.
Yes. Only moving forward.
I don't know why you smiled at that.
Anyway,
Looked like you said something. I don't know.
I did. I said only moving forward.
Okay.
Anyway,
I don't know what.
it doesn't matter.
Okay. All right.
It
moving on.
was funny to me.
Hey, that's what
It was
matters.
probably funny to nobody else.
That's what matters, Joe.
But worm theory.
You good, Joe?
Yeah, I'm fantastic, Matthew. String theory. Essentially, what it says is if you zoom into these particles, they're really just wiggly strings, and the more they wiggle, it changes what particle they are, or basically just how that particle interacts, and
That's
the
fucking
interaction.
weird.
So you can, if you have a string, you
Yeah.
can either have an open-ended string, meaning it's just a string. Actually, hold on.
He's gonna bring out some strings.
I brought a whiteboard.
Oh.
You have something.
All
Wow,
right,
Joe
let's fucking
prepared something.
go.
Here it is.
Okay.
Here it goes.
Ow.
So this is gonna throw off the white balance of the camera, so I apologize. But essentially, you can either have like a string like this, or you can have a string like this that's a closed loop. Now, if you have a string like that, oh, they probably can't hear me. So you can either have a string that's a closed loop or an open loop. That determines something, and I forget what. But you could probably look it up, Matthew. String theory. So essentially, those are the two different types of strings, and based on the harmonics or the amount, so you could have like a string that's oscillating like that. You could have a string that's oscillating like that. You could have a string that's oscillating like that. You could have a string that's they're one-dimensional curves, but they're operating in a infinite dimensional space.
That is
No,
very
I'm sorry,
confusing.
a 10-dimensional space.
A 10? Why is
I believe
it
it's a
specifically
10-dimensional
10?
space. So I can actually explain that. I can explain that.
Please do.
So I forgot to bring an eraser out here. But anyway, you can pick her up on your lap if you want. My dog Sammy has graced us with her presence.
Is that Sammy?
Is that a comb? Is that my comb or your comb? Oh, okay. It looks like my comb.
Dog cam.
I don't know.
It's on the mic right now. You see it?
And it's also on Sammy.
Poor Sammy.
That's alright. Hey, mute his mic
Sure thing.
while he's touching it.
Oh, it was muted this entire time. So.
Oh, perfect.
Right when you were explaining, that's when I muted it.
Hi! Look at her. She's so funny. She's 15 years old. She still has the energy of a puppy.
Like, I'm just on the dog cam right
Yeah.
now.
She's gonna get you really hairy.
Ruined my jacket.
Yeah.
That's okay. My cat does this all the time.
Alright. So, yeah, it might be easier to do on the whiteboard. Here's your Cartesian coordinate system. You got 3 dimensions. Pretend this one's the x-axis coming straight out at you. Can you hand me the purple marker? This one's too thin. And where'd the lid go? Can you grab the lid, Alex? Here, have that. And throw it at Matthew. Throw it at Matthew. Yeah. All right. So here's your Cartesian coordinate system. X, Y, and Z. You got 3 dimensions. Now, I want to give you an analogy, and this is actually not me agreeing with the string theory. This is just me trying to explain it in a very rudimentary way. Yeah, she really does stink. Great addition to the podcast. And I'm not being sarcastic.
Christ.
Oh my gosh. You have like a carpet on you now.
Come on, let's get off. Let me take care.
Jeez. Show the camera.
Oh my god.
Sammy, what the heck? She's gonna go over to see you,
It's
our
balding.
producer. Yeah, I don't know how she has any hair left. She must be losing her winter coat. That's like the worst I've ever seen it. Holy cow. Duct tape? Actually, we do over on the wall over there.
Actually, this isn't really staying on me though.
Oh, okay. Right there on the wall, on the tape rack. Alright, so, string theory. You have your Cartesian coordinates, your 3 dimensions. These 3 dimensions are, I mean, you can't really picture operating in any other dimensions other than in 3 dimensions, because we are 3-dimensional beings, supposedly. Now, I would like to present to you the analogy of a straw. Now, this straw is in a cup, which doesn't really matter for this analogy, but there's my cup. The straw is in a cup, and let's say that there is an ant somewhere on the straw. Now, from our perspective here, we're really far zoomed out. We can only see 1 dimension on the straw, going up and down. But if we zoom in, here's a cross-section of the straw. This is zoomed in. We can see our little ant here. That was a terrible drawing, but anyway, there's our ant.
Beautiful.
And you can now see that the ant can move in that direction, but you can also rotate around the straw. He can move in that direction too. So that's kind of the idea of the extra dimensions that the string theory requires to actually... well, I'll explain that in a little bit, why it requires extra dimensions. I really wish I brought my eraser out here.
I feel bad for our audio listeners.
Why is that?
They won't be able to see this.
Won't be able to... Oh,
Your
yeah.
explanation.
So if you're the audio listener, just tune into our YouTube. Or maybe I'll put the... you can actually put the video version of this on Spotify.
Really?
Yeah, so maybe I'll do that. Yeah.
I didn't know
I
that.
haven't been doing that, but I can. So now, let's take... Theoretically, this is what's proposed by string theory. If we zoom into this section of the Cartesian coordinate system, we really zoom in, then around the 3 axes, there's a bunch of little dimensions that are kind of twisted up in a jumbled mess. And we can't see them because we're really big. And that is essentially the argument that there are more dimensions than just 3. Now, the reason that matters, and I'm going to put the whiteboard away now because I'm getting tired of holding it. The reason that matters is it all hairy? Okay. Perfect. So the reason that matters is string theory, in order to predict all of the fundamental particles that we have observed, for some reason the math involved needs at least 28 dimensions, not 3, in order to fundamentally predict the particles that we have physically observed in
How
our
did they
universe.
get 28, Joe?
It's from the math. I'm not going to pretend
From
to
the
understand
math,
the
got
math,
it.
and I'm
You need a lot
not
of
capable
drugs
of
to get
explaining
any
it.
of this.
Yeah, honestly.
Maybe.
So
They're on crack.
Like, all I'm saying is Stephen King wrote all his books on cocaine. I don't see why you can't be similar with this stuff.
It makes you more creative, you know?
I don't know about that one, but
It makes you more creative faster. Faster at being creative.
it's also faster at living too.
Yep, true.
Yeah.
True that.
Faster
at
speed life,
nosebleeds.
speed running life.
I recommend cocaine.
I do not.
This is an official endorsement.
The
the
AstroCast
AstroCast
Live does not condone.
Endorses drug use. Any drugs, any kind, any day, any time.
This ad was not paid for by.
This
A
ad
motto
was,
to live
yeah, because
by.
it was free. You're welcome.
Oh well. Anyway, I'm like dying because there's like hair floating around and I'm allergic to my dog.
So much hair, bro.
But essentially, so string theory, they actually shortened it down using something called supersymmetry, which says that in this one model, this way of twisting around the dimensions, it required only 10 dimensions, and it showed that the amount of fermions is equal to the amount of bosons that we have in the universe. Originally, with their 28-dimension theory, there was an accidental. It's a conundrum. It was a conundrum. It was a problem that they had, and it was predicting some sort of particle called a tachyon, which was not a fermion or a boson, and it had to do something with the imaginary number I, which is the square root of -1. And I don't really know why it had something to do with that, but the math kind of worked its way out to an imaginary value. Now, the reason this is problematic is because we have never observed a tachyon, and it's kind of unlikely that we would observe it. So what they did, this was with the 28-dimension model. What they did is they said, we're going to add these things called spinners on the strings. And for whatever reason, these spinners shortened down the math to 10 dimensions. Again, I'm not going to try to even understand or comprehend or explain the math, but it shortened it to 10 dimensions. And now we have this thing called supersymmetry, where there's no more tachyons, and the fermions are equal to the number of bosons in the universe. The types of fermions and the types of bosons are equal to each other, and that's called supersymmetry. Zero?
Is it key binded to anything? Is it just took off my preview?
Oh yeah, click 0 again then. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Stop the stream like last time.
No. So 0, that just takes it out of studio mode.
I appreciate it.
Yep. Okay. Anyway,
Oh, there I am.
yeah, it was on just me.
In the preview.
No, because last time the stream ended. He's like,
Yeah, he accidentally clicked no, it was my fault. I accidentally keybinded the end the stream button to like one of the cameras. So when he clicked the camera, it ended the stream. And we were already trying to end the stream,
Oh,
like
yeah,
we were
that's
wrapping it
funny.
up, but we were gonna do the we never did the intro ads. But we'll do that in a second. We'll do that in a
Do
minute.
the what?
You'll see.
I'm scared.
Yeah, you should be.
scared.
Oh no.
So essentially, that's what string theory is, and it's not been proven. It's a pretty good candidate. Now, I don't like it. I don't like it.
He doesn't like worms.
I don't
like
like the
worms.
wiggly worms. It's fun to say wiggly worms, but I don't like it because of how the dimensions are wrapped up around each other if you zoom in. Specifically because the analogy that's commonly used with the ants, it's like, well, even if you zoom out, I mean, you can still see, like, I don't know. This is also what they predict. This is also how they predict mass is formed, that it's not actually mass. Like, this is another problem I have with it. It's nothing actually exists. Essentially, that the reason that there's
Nope.
mass is because there's these other dimensions that that essentially if the ant's traveling in this direction and it's spiraling around the straw, it's moving at a longer distance but at the same speed. And essentially what that says, well, that's mass. Mass is the resistance to motion. And if you're moving in a certain direction, the more mass you have, or the more times you go around the straw, the slower you will go in the x direction. But if really what you're doing is you're just moving interacting with several dimensions, I kind of like that idea. It's a pretty nifty idea if I do say so myself. But I actually have a better theory.
He's got a better theory.
Kidding. No, I've actually been working on the fundamental theory of everything.
Oh yeah.
Or what did I
Joe's
call
been
it? The
doing
ultimate
that.
definition. I think I called it the ultimate definition.
You should take a look at it. It looks like a crazy man was stuck in a week.
Schizophrenic.
Schizophrenic.
No,
no,
honestly,
right on the
but it
wings.
makes sense, doesn't it?
It's like,
It makes sense when you explain it to me.
Yeah.
But then when I looked at it again, I was like,
Have you seen Joker? Like the
movie,
Joaquin
yeah.
Phoenix? Yeah,
Mhm.
you know that like diary he's got?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
That's what it looks like. Yeah.
I hope not. But I get it because it kind of does look a little rambly, and I found some
It's just for the
problems with
joke.
it, and I'm still developing it. But
Mhm.
this is one of the other reasons that I am so behind on writing my book, and I only have like 2 paragraphs in it. But so anyway,
Yeah.
I have too
It-
much stuff.
I don't know if you can really say you're writing a book.
I'm
if
not
you only
really.
have 2
I
paragraphs.
honestly, I'm
You
thinking.
need to at
I'm
least get a
thinking about it.
page done, Mike.
Yeah. Well, it is. It's a full page.
It's a full page.
They're
You
too
should
long
say that.
paragraphs. They're long paragraphs.
You should say it's a page.
Okay, I wrote a
'Cause
page.
you say 2 paragraphs and it sounds
I wrote
like
2
it's
paragraphs
half
on a
a page.
page,
This man
and
wrote
I
a
eventually
page.
might revisit it.
It might get to 2 pages.
It might get to 2 pages. It might even get to 3, but that might be pushing it.
No, I get that.
No, life's
You
crazy.
know how many
man.
books I've started and
Oh yeah.
stop at page 10. And
No,
just
when I
never
was in
go
middle
back.
school, I was really into writing, and I would like start all these different writing projects, and then just like finish none of them.
Best part about writing is coming up with the idea.
Yeah, and then you actually get to
Have
it, and
to
you're like,
really
oh,
do it.
I have to work.
It's like I just want to write the cool parts. I don't have to write the in between stuff.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
I just want to write the
No,
part where
it-
everybody
that- yeah.
dies, bro. Come on. Make George R. R. Martin look like a chump.
Honestly, I think that's a real problem with our generation.
Attention
Lack
span?
of motive. No, well, that too, but that's because of the internet.
True.
But no, honestly, I think what it is, it's a lack of motivation. I think because we live in a society where we have everything we could ever want
True.
at the,
Instant
at the touch of
gratification.
instant gratification, at the touch of our fingertips. We kind of have lost the motivation to kind of do things because we don't really have any survival
Yeah, I'd say that.
motivation to do. You know,
It's weird though, 'cause I don't know.
don't get me wrong. There's a lot of motivated people.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just I think generalizing just our generation.
Motivation's weird though.
It is weird.
Especially for I don't know. When it comes to like education, academics, there's a lot of super intelligent people,
Oh yeah, who just do
that
not have the motivation.
do not have motivation.
Yeah.
But in a way they do have motivation because they still get the work done, myself included.
Yeah.
Um,
Epic procrastinator.
just it's weird. It's a lack of motivation, but it also is motivate. Like I don't know. Like you do get the work done.
Well,
You-
it's
you
essentially
get,
what
you
it
get
is.
mad at yourself when you get a
Yeah.
B and not an A.
Yeah.
But
Essentially, what it is you have the motivation at one point, then you lose it for a while, and then you get it back because you realize, oh crap, I really have to do
yeah,
this.
yeah.
That's exactly how I feel.
No,
most
it's
semesters.
exactly what it
I,
is.
No.
I try in the beginning,
Yeah.
and then middle I'm like, I don't want to do this, and
Here-
at the end I was like, let
Here's
me
the
do
thing.
this.
Here's the thing. Lately I have just stopped caring that I lack motivation, and I'm like I'm gonna procrastinate, whatever, it's fine, and I don't know. It works better. It works better than stressing out the whole time. Oh God, why can't I start?
Acceptance.
Why can't I start? Just like whatever. That's what I'm gonna do. Whatever. What are you
Yeah.
gonna do about it?
I never really stressed over procrastinating because it always worked for me.
Yeah, well, some of us, it's also always worked for me, so I don't know what the fuck's wrong with me. I got a goddamn 5 on the A push, and I didn't study a day in my life.
That's what I did that on government. On A push.
I got a 5 on the government too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was I feel like I wrote a really good essay for that. I can't find it. I know there's a website you can go to find your old like AP essays, but I forget how to access it.
You know, I bombed the SAT essay.
Oh really?
Yeah, I think
did?
they grade it on. I don't think they're good graders on the
Oh.
SAT.
Well, I don't
'Cause,
even remember
Cameron
what I got on
like
the
a
SAT.
super high score. No offense, Cameron.
Yeah.
I love you, but I remember you were talking about your essay, and you were like, I think it was on Bernie Sanders. You called him like old man. You didn't refer to him by name.
Are you sure that wasn't for
No.
Wait.
This was for the SAT essay.
Okay.
And I remember.
Oh no, it was because
And
I
you remember
they
that?
did
Yeah,
have a
yeah,
Bernie
yeah.
Sanders.
Yeah, you called him
on
old
the
man,
SAT.
and you got a better score than me, and I have never let that go in my mind.
That's hilarious.
I don't know. Maybe you just wrote a really
are you a little
banger
salty about
essay.
it?
I'm a little salty about it because like when you find out that someone wrote old man and they got a higher grade than you, it really hurts you. It was great though. I respect you.
Although
immensely for
that might have been the year that they tried for a year. They took it into account in the score. They would change your score based on your race, your and underlying like medical somethings and your.
I think I remember something like that.
But that they only did it for like 1 year and then they stopped doing it because they got backlash. I remember that was our junior year. Miss Valdespino was talking about that, or was it? I don't know. No, it might have not been her. But somebody was talking about how one of our teachers was talking about how they were implementing it this year, but then the next year was like, oh well, I guess they're not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
But
I never
that might
heard
have been the reason.
Never heard of that. Cameron's white.
Well, I know, but doesn't he have the? Well, I won't say anything on stream
Okay.
because he's not here. But
Cameron's schizophrenic.
We're talking behind his back.
no, I would
No, I do
never.
remember Cameron got extra time.
Yeah.
Um,
But it's just it's a possibility.
I don't know. Is he open with that? Should I?
I don't know. That's why I'm trying not to like
Okay.
really talk about it
my
much. I shouldn't have
apologies.
opened that can. I'm sorry, Cameron.
If it makes you feel any better, I got brain things going on too.
Everyone's got well,
No.
I shouldn't say that. Everyone's got their issues.
Everybody got
some
issues,
some
yeah.
worse than others.
True that. Like Matthew's really stupid. That's
Agreed,
his
agreed.
issue.
Oh, poor Matthew.
As long as I accept it, right?
Poor Matthew.
Yeah, poor Matthew. We all pray for his recovery, but
Please,
it's not
please.
His
gonna
recovery
A
happen.
from
grave
stupid.
head injury when I was little. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we wish there was a reason, but he's just dumb.
No, I think of a reason to make me like sleep better at night.
Yeah,
you know?
it makes him feel
Yeah.
better, but no.
I'm gonna cry.
I love how you're like talking and you're not even switching the camera to yourself.
Oh, I keep forgetting. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I
I'm
just think it's a
managing
little funny.
everything, and I'm like, oh wait, there's me.
No, I
I'll
don't
put it
I
to
don't care.
myself. I'll
I don't
put it
care
to
what you do.
myself
I
more.
just noticed you weren't switching the camera to yourself.
I'm sorry, Joe.
No,
But
I was wondering if there was like a problem or something. But
No, there wasn't. I just forgot.
Cool. I wonder if we can hear ourselves now. Testing. Nope. Still can't hear ourselves.
No, I can hear. I've been checking periodically on the
It's
stream,
fine?
and it's been fine.
Oh
Yeah.
well. These microphones, I got them for $40 a piece. They are really good. They sound really good.
Shit, I need to. No, I don't need it.
No, you don't.
I
didn't
I
need
was
these either,
streaming, and then I realized streaming is fucking stupid, and I stopped.
Hey.
Yeah, you were streaming for a bit. I was watching you.
Yeah, it was. I realized that like what was I doing it for?
Oh.
You know, it was
Well,
like,
we just do this for fun. Just to
yeah,
hang
like
out and
I
talk.
didn't have it. It was stress. You know, it was
Yeah.
like what if I
What about your YouTube?
I might revisit that. I like YouTube a lot more than streaming.
Yeah, me
Because
too.
streaming, it's like I gotta be funny, like the whole time. And if there's any
Takes work.
downtime, and then you watch the viewers like tick down when there's downtime.
Oh, it's a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure. Yeah,
Mm.
it's a lot of pressure. Plus, I started off streaming Minecraft, and I got a ton of viewers, and then I did a different game, and I got nobody.
Oh, that's interesting.
So
yeah.
did it make you feel like they were there just for the game?
Well, I had no problem with that, but like at the same time, I kind of felt like, well, so if I want to do this, I'm gonna have to only stream Minecraft.
Okay, and that's not.
And I'm like, so that's not fun anymore. And it's like I'm not even doing.
Yeah, there's only so much you can play of one game
Yeah,
until
and
you
it's
get
like-
bored of it.
I don't even want to be a big streamer, because like if I was
Yeah.
a big streamer, like that would be my claim to fame, is that I play Minecraft. Like, oh,
Hey, there's worse things to do in this world.
no,
there's
th-
better
no,
things.
There is nothing worse.
There's-
than
there's-
being
That
a
is
worse
Minecraft
things.
streamer.
That is the lowest of lows.
Nah,
right?
I don't know
Lowest
about
of
that.
low.
That's
don't
the,
know.
that's the
I'd rather
lowest of
be a
lows.
murderer, honestly.
Nah. There's definitely worse things than being a Minecraft streamer.
No, there's nothing wrong. No hate to Minecraft streamers.
There's better things, but
It's just that I don't know that all of them are like. Some of them I think are really talented people, and most of them I think aren't. Like
they just have the algorithm down.
I think Schlatt is really fun.
Schlatt.
I think that dude is a comedian. That dude is a straight up comedian.
Schlatt is a comedic genius. Like
Yeah,
every
yeah,
time
he-
I see him, it just.
That's
focuses
an
on-
art
I
form.
know. I do feel like a lot of the like Minecraft people that have come after like YouTube's kind of got commercialized. I feel like they're kind of just cut and paste.
Yeah, well, here's the thing.
They're kind of all really similar.
If you say after YouTube's been commercialized, I think they always were like that.
Really?
Yeah, like Bayesian Canadians guy does Mike. I don't think those guys
Okay.
are that. They were ever that funny. They were funny to me as a child.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if somebody. I wonder if
They
like,
are
one of
probably
the
worse
original.
now, though.
No, I wonder if one of those original guys, like, once they figured it out, they kept doing that, but then everyone saw that they were successful, so they kind of like based their
There's always copycats.
own.
with
Well, I
it.
don't know
I'm
if
sure-
it's not really copycats, but they saw what worked
I'm
for
sure
them and just did the same
PewDiePie was a
thing.
huge defining force for.
Ye-
a lot
oh,
of
yeah, I
YouTubers.
bet.
Yeah, the whole screaming during a Let's Play that comes from him.
Yeah.
At least I think it does.
I don't know. I actually didn't watch PewDiePie
I
until
think-
recently.
I watched PewDiePie for a long time. Stopped watching him because I realized I didn't think he was that funny.
Oh,
I was like, I'm not laughing very much. Why am I still watching this?
I think it's one thing to be like funny for one time and like you're very popular, but then to keep that going and to be
yeah, and
become original
man,
over and
he
over
has
again.
kept that going for a long time.
That's something to.
Yeah, no,
that's something.
I respect it, but I don't know. Just like a lot of YouTubers, I feel like a lot of them, it's just their personality.
Yeah.
And like Jay Schlatt like puts on a character. You know, like
That's not him.
Jay Schlatt does. He's creating. You know, he is a comedian. I feel like a lot of them are just personalities, and there's nothing wrong with being a personality, but I don't think I could do what Schlatt does. So I don't know if I would have any respect for myself if I was just a
Okay,
personality.
gotcha.
That's just me personally. No disrespect to anyone who does it, but me
No,
personally,
I see what you mean.
I would need to create something.
Yeah.
I couldn't just like be myself on camera and then feel
Gotcha.
good about that.
Well, and I feel like that's a lot of the advice that streamers or like YouTubers give people. It's like, oh, just go in front of the camera and be yourself, you know.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
And
Like,
there's nothing wrong with
Criti-
that, but
like Critical does one of my favorite
Mhm.
streamers, YouTubers, Critical. That's what
Moist
he is.
Critical?
He's just himself. Yeah, Moist
Yeah.
Critical. Love that guy. Love him. But I don't think I could do that and be happy
Mm.
about it.
no, I think it's two different ways of approaching it.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
I don't know that really one is more popular than the other.
I definitely think the personality is probably. more popular.
Well, I think from the audience perspective, I don't think one's more popular
I
than
think
the other.
YouTube
I think
and Twitch make that more popular.
yeah, maybe, but I think I want to say it's just more popular among the creators because it's easier, maybe.
Yeah, but also like content that you put effort into is it's not worth. If you're just pumping out content where you're talking over stuff, it's
exactly.
way easier
It's-
to do.
Yeah, if you actually like put your heart and soul into it, then people are gonna hopefully see a little bit more of an.
Yeah, but
Effort.
YouTube rewards not like
They reward a lot of content.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
what they
That's something I figured out recently.
yeah.
No, I
10
fe- I
million subscribers, new
So,
goal.
no, literally what I do now, I take these podcasts, same exact content, you know, and I give the podcast my all. You know, I'm in here like setting up for 2 hours before the podcast, making sure everything's all set up, and I mean, I give myself to this podcast, but I just do it because I enjoy doing it. But for these clips, I literally just clip segments out of the podcast and re-upload them to YouTube, and for whatever reason, it just the views just started going like that one ever since I've done that.
I've been thinking about
So.
making really shitty short videos.
Yeah.
It's like the short-term, not short-term.
No,
gratification,
it might
it's
just
like-
be what it might be in our case. It might just be that nobody or not a lot of people have time to watch a full hour,
yeah,
hour
no,
and a half
no, for sure.
podcast, and
'Cause
they
I'll
have more
I'll
time
come
to
on and
watch
I'll
a
watch you guys
16-minute
sometimes,
video.
but I don't stay the whole time.
I figured out the average duration or the average view duration across my entire channel is like 6.5 minutes.
You gotta
so
get
I
on-
said,
you
all
gotta get
right,
on
my
TikTok.
clips are gonna be 6.5 minutes.
You gotta get on TikTok.
I'm not gonna get on TikTok.
Dude, I
TikTok's
fucking
the
love
devil.
TikTok. TikTok is great.
TikTok's the devil.
It's crack.
It's crack.
It is. No, it
TikTok
honestly
is
it is,
crack,
yeah.
dude. Their algorithm is fucking bonkers.
Have you ever seen the difference between what content is available on TikTok in China and what content is available in the U.S.?
I bet there's more titties in the U.S.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's what my feed looks like.
No, the TikTok in China.
Non-stop.
TikTok in China is literally like promoting STEM and showing all these cool robots and like all this stuff and like promoting like learning
Okay,
and
call
stuff
it,
like
Joe.
that.
It's fast food. It's fast.
It's
food
fast food for your
entertainment.
brain,
There's
yeah.
nothing.
I love-
sustaining about it.
And
It's
you
just
know
to your
what?
head.
God damn it, I love In-N-Out. And I love TikTok.
No, and honestly, I think that's gonna end up being a really big vice on our generation.
Dude, it probably
Social
already
media.
is.
Oh, it definitely
well, it
already
is. No, I was in class. We were watching this documentary for my psychology of drugs class, and I should be telling that we were watching a thing on social media.
Yeah.
For my drugs class.
No, they
and they had like
intentionally make
they
it
had like
addictive.
the depression rate, suicide
Oh, yeah.
rates are like way up.
in our
ever since
generation
social media.
specifically, it's just
It's horrible.
insane.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
But TikTok is really funny.
It's
So
it's really funny.
it's really funny.
You know, this thing, it's just like the devil. It's so
It's-
bad. It's horrible. It's got this horrible
you know
effect,
what?
but
You
it's
know what?
really
Though?
funny.
It's like it's like milkshakes. You know,
Yeah, it's like-
milkshakes are terrible for you.
Yep.
But God fucking damn it,
They
I
are
love
very
a good
good.
milkshake.
Yeah.
You know what?
It's just
And-
a drug. I like once I'm on it, I'm just there for an hour.
And
I'm like,
the
that
best-
hour went away.
Yeah, the best part is you know it's bad.
I know it's
but
bad,
you
but I
keep
want to
going
keep
back.
going
You
back
keep
to
going.
it. It
That's
feels
true.
like
Yeah.
a drug.
That's true.
That's honestly the definition of addiction.
No, it is highly addictive. They designed it to be addictive.
absolutely,
There
it's-
was
it's
all,
marketable,
There was,
it's
I was watching this
profitable.
documentary. I have to find out the name because I think it's you would find it enlightening.
I
'cause of your
probably
thing.
would. I might have
Um,
actually already seen it.
You might have. It's on Netflix. And
I
it was,
probably saw it
you
then.
probably did see it then. But they were talking about like all these. They had all these guys that were working on it. They were working on. They worked for Google. I don't
Okay.
know what exactly they were doing. And they're like, wait a sec. One of them was like, wait a second. This is horribly addictive.
Yeah.
What we're doing. And they're all like, oh yeah. This guy made this like presentation
Mhm.
and he sent it to everybody working on the project. And they everyone saw it and they actually called him up to the office and they put him in charge of something and still nothing happened.
Oh, wow.
Nothing changed. Nothing fundamentally changed.
Well,
And
that's the whole point. Just keep the person on the app.
yeah,
as long
keep
as
it on the
possible.
app. And there was these guys who like were developing these social media programs for these phones, and they were talking about like, yeah, I'm addicted myself. I made the program.
Wow. So it's
and
the
I'm
drug
addicted.
the drug addicts are making the drugs.
It's
That's like drugs squared.
social media is such a it's so ingrained, especially in COVID too. And that's
might have
all
been
you
the
could
stupidest
do.
thing I've ever said.
I'm fully ignoring it.
Sorry. Continue.
and you know, COVID, everybody's using it, and like, yeah, it's the whole thing. But I like TikTok a lot.
Yeah.
It's a huge
You know,
time waste.
Because I will say, I was wasting my time on Instagram, and Instagram sucks.
Yeah.
The Instagram algorithm is dog ass compared to TikTok.
Huh.
TikTok is so much
It's
better.
like comparing two different drugs. Like this one gives me a higher dopamine high.
TikTok
Yeah.
gives me a higher
This
dopamine
one-
high.
Oh, sorry.
Instagram makes me angry. I'm like,
Yeah.
why is My Little Pony in my feed?
Oh well, I don't know about that. I don't get that.
It's recommended.
Actually, no. What I don't get that. I get Sonic all the time. Because what Instagram does, at least what I've heard they
It's
do.
because
and
based on your followers.
It's based on your followers, and I know a lot of people who watch anime, a lot of people who like Sonic, so I get anime and Sonic in my feed, and I do not like either one of those things.
You probably don't like enough things.
I guess
Maybe I don't know.
should be a
Who
lot
knows?
more big titty Instagram models. Am I right? Am I right?
That's why
That's
I'm
another
getting
thing
there
that's a vice on our generation. Honestly, the amount of like lewdness that's been.
Lewdness.
Joe.
I'm trying not to be vulgar.
Joe.
Pornography.
Yeah, no, our generation is insanely addicted to
I
pornography.
saw this one guy. What this one guy said. He said, "I don't think I was supposed to see this many attractive people in my life.
Yeah,
I don't think I was supposed to see."
True.
How can I say it?
yeah.
True.
It's. Let me actually formulate words instead of just
Yeah.
rambling or
Let me think about
sputtering
it.
into the microphone. But it's just a weird thing because before the internet, you, as a guy, you had to go out and
talk to women.
talk to women. You had to actually chase. You had to be.
What are you talking about?
What are you
Joe?
talking about?
You had to actually
What's
go
a
out,
woman, dude? I don't
meet
even
people,
know. Fuck.
and
This is fiction, right, Joe?
make actual
This is
relationships.
made up.
This
You
is
had-
made
This does
up.
well,
not happen.
Hold on.
Listen,
You had to
viewers
actually
at
make-
home, none of this happens. Don't listen to him.
Before the
lying
internet,
to
you actually had to form meaningful relationships.
Or you could stay in your basement regardless.
well, yeah,
Your mother's basement. My bad.
Yeah.
specifically your mother's.
It has to be your mother's.
But no, before the internet, you had to act. The only way to even see any kind of lewdness was either go to a strip club, or
Buy a
you
magazine.
had to form a relationship with somebody.
So what you're saying is, after this, we should all go to a strip club.
Yeah, no.
Let's fucking
mean-
go, boys. Let's
Anyway.
go. We'll continue you should start having the podcast there.
In a strip club.
In a strip club.
In a strip
The background.
club.
can
You know,
be the
we should
strippers.
just buy a strip
The
club.
background.
we
is
should
the
we should
strip
buy a
club.
strip club, use it to fund the podcast, and then have the podcast in the strip club.
It's genius, except for
We could have a live studio audience
where are we
showering
getting the
us
money?
with oh
How about this? We're the strippers.
yeah.
Now we're thinking of our head now.
This is how great ideas happen.
Anyway,
I'll be the biggest contributor to Alex.
I know
uh-oh.
you will. I know.
It's like the it's like the guy who works for Facebook who's addicted to his phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what's gonna happen.
Anyway, but seriously, before like the internet, you had to go out. The barrier to entry to see that kind of stuff was you had to either pay money, and not everybody had money, or you had to form meaningful relationships. And
Talk to women.
I think that's gonna. I mean, I think it already is negatively affecting our society.
Oh, for sure. Well, you also have this I mean, with social media, it's not just like that you can like look at women's titties whenever you want. It's also that you look at social media or like you see all these like attractive people, and then you look at yourself and you're like,
That's true too. Yeah.
fuck, I'm ugly. And now you don't have any confidence to go talk to attractive people.
That probably is a good factor. Yeah. Too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know,
And
get off Pornhub, get
Oh,
on
absolutely.
Tinder.
Well, okay.
Right now.
I was
laying
gonna
some
say grind.
pipe,
I was gonna say
fellas.
grinder.
Get on
But,
Grinder, Tinder, fucking Bumble. I don't know.
what I was gonna say is like,
Yep.
before you only see this amount of like women faces, right?
Yeah.
And then now it's just like you have this wide range of selection.
Information overload.
Information overload.
Yeah.
You weren't supposed to see this many.
One thing
Yeah.
I don't like about TikTok is all the dudes on there are prettier than me, and I don't like that. That's
You know
not
the
good.
dudes use filters too.
They're still prettier than me, even with the filters. Even if I had a filter on.
I don't know. You're
Some-
pretty.
Doesn't
You're
we have
pretty.
There's some-
filters on
there's some
this?
pretty
No,
men on
there's no
TikTok.
filters?
If there's any TikTok men on here, call me.
Put the
Please.
number, edit
Oh
it in.
no.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
you're
I'll,
editing,
I'll, in
yeah,
the
edit
clips,
it
I'll
in.
edit
I'll
in.
edit
I'll
it
edit
in.
in the
If
number.
any
It'll
of
it'll
you
appear here. Show me for a second.
Look
Yeah.
It'll
remotely-
appear
Right there.
right. Right.
Is it Alex's
here.
number? We're
Oh.
doxing him.
Right. There we go.
We're
Right
doxing
there.
him.
There we go.
Hit 'em
Right.
up.
Right there.
Yeah.
Hit 'em up.
Let's fucking go.
I'm not. I'm. No. I mean, I'm actually going to put your real
Well,
number.
That's fine.
I'm
I'm
not
pretty
going to
sure
put
all the
your-
people who watch this have my number.
Oh, I'm sure, but
for the most part.
it's probably not the best policy to just put kind
Yeah,
of
please
personal
don't put my
information
phone number on the screen.
What happened?
Actually,
You said it was fine.
I get so many phone calls, so many spam calls.
Oh,
I
yeah.
literally need to get a new number.
Really?
It's dude, I get like 100 text messages.
Oh my God.
Like, every fucking day,
100?
dude.
Somebody must hate you and like sign you up for
No,
everything.
some old I know it's an old person because I had a
Uh-huh.
nursing home call me, named Bryn.
That's
Their
right.
number is
That's
like
right. I
one
forgot about
number
that.
different from mine. So Bryn, if you're watching, please, for the love of God, stop putting my number down for shit. Jesus Christ.
It's this poor like old geezer that's
Oh
just
my God, Bryn, dude.
can't like maybe you know what it probably is. It's probably like writing like a what numbers look similar. Like maybe he's writing a 2, but it looks like a 3 somehow. or
Something. I don't know.
Maybe if his 3 looks like a 5, or
Can't you just find
his
out his
3
number?
looks
Just
like an
call
8.
him. It's like, bro.
I should just
stop
text every
doing
number
this.
like that's like
That's
just go
one-
through every
one-
number
yeah.
one
Yeah.
off from mine and see like if I find Bryn.
Exactly.
1 2 1 2 nope. 1 2 3 4 5 6
All right, he's counting.
7. I can count to 7.
Wow, this guy can count to 7.
Um
He's changing
What's
a lot of
7?
cameras there, Matthew. Cycling through. Now we're on the best
It's-
camera.
yeah,
This is the
it's,
best one. You should just stay on this one. This is the one that everybody knows.
So I'm trying to do the math in my head of how many combinations that would be. That's
He's just
3
fucking
times
with the
7.
preview
21. 21 different combinations.
Wow, 21. That's
That's actually
higher
not
than
that
I
many.
can count to.
Oh really?
No. I can count to
You
22.
took him seriously?
No, I don't.
You took him seriously for a second?
I was playing along, Matthew. Come on. Give me some credit.
Okay. I'm not used to you saying
I'm not used to Joe.
dry humor, Joe.
Alex is here. I
trying
gotta
out.
match the.
You gotta
I
match.
the
You gotta
vibe.
match the energy. You gotta
Gotta
match
match the energy in the
vibe.
room.
It's all about the
You're
vibe.
right, you're
That's what a
taking-
good host does. Matches the vibe.
You're
Yeah.
bringing part of me that I never knew existed.
What part are you, Matthew?
Uh-oh.
It's like, you already know one of them. You already know one of
Deeply
them.
sexual part.
One of them,
I
and
don't wanna
it's
say
a
it.
little
It
bit
was a little
lower
obvious.
down
A
than all the
little bit,
others.
It's like a worm theory.
Worm theory.
Worm theory.
Yeah.
How did it go to worm theory?
You got a worm.
Yeah, I mean, really, it's just like the theory of yeah, I'm not gonna say that.
Dick. Cock. All right.
I think 10% of this podcast was
It's
talking
just
about
cursing.
science things, and
And then 10
90%.
yeah,
You know
yeah.
what's funny is the science thing really did go. We
We did talk about
went
that a
into
long time.
science,
Yeah, we went into that
yeah,
real well. We really showed those
well,
science stuff.
It's really it's about balance.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
It'd be balanced in all things.
You gotta be
Yeah.
balanced.
Little unbalanced.
Little
It's a little
unhinged.
unbalanced in some ways.
You gotta have a balance of
You
unbalance.
gotta be a little bit crazy, or else I don't.
Well, you've got to have a good sense of humor. If you don't have a good
Push
sense of
You
humor,
have to be deranged to some degree.
I don't know about that,
You
but
need
you
to
have
be-
to.
Joe, you have to be deranged.
You definitely
to be
have to have a
deranged.
sense of humor.
If you are not criminally insane, I don't want to talk to you.
I guess we have.
Hey Matthew, you have some face paint?
Yeah, I got you.
Fucking
Specifically
go.
some white, green, and red.
Right,
maybe some blue?
Some
Maybe a
blue
little
for the
yellow.
eye.
I want to be Batman. I don't got any money, so that's probably a problem. But
You know what you're like? You're a combination of Batman and Spider-Man. You've got no superpowers,
true.
and you're broke.
And I got I got no money. I got no bitches.
Yep. Yep.
So all the worst qualities from both superheroes.
Yes. I'm completely insane like Batman.
Yep. Check.
Check.
Yeah, I get no bitches like Spider-Man. Like I'm
What do you mean?
all-
Spider-Man got Gwen and Mary Jane.
Not in the movies. Did
Oh, we're
you
talking
not
about
see
the
No Way Home?
movies.
I'm talking about MCU Spider-Man. He
Oh,
got
gotcha,
bitches.
gotcha. Okay.
He lost. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro fumbled, lost, and
Dude, Can we talk about the ending to that movie? It's been a while. We're not going to spoil it. Spoiler
We
warning
already
for
spoiled,
No Way Home. I know we already
Doctor
spoiled, but
Strange.
anyway, at the end of the movie, the solution to the world breaking apart and ending is he has to. Everyone who knows him across the entire multiverse has to forget who he is or that he even exists. And
there.
so he makes this incredible sacrifice, and I think it was a really good movie because he makes the sacrifice, even though he knows it's going to hurt him, it's going to protect
Actual
everyone else.
consequences.
It's actual
Yeah, I
consequences.
like the movie because Green Goblin was in there. And
William Dafoe's like
We're here talking about-
Spider-Man.
We're here
I've been
talking about, like,
earlier
philosophy
about,
and, like-
about Palpatine and like how he's like a really funny villain. Green Goblin might be funnier.
My favorite part is when Green Goblin just puts Spider-Man through 3 stories.
Yeah.
Of, like,
And you know
just
what the
floor-
best part of it? He has no motivation. He showed up in a new
Well, he's just crazy.
universe and he just was like, I'm gonna fuck with Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Like
he's crazy.
yeah,
He's
crazy.
got
another personality in his head
Yeah.
that only wants to fuck with Spider-Man. He's not like Two-Face, he doesn't have like a criminal part and like
Yeah.
a justice part. No. He just wants to fuck. He has a personality that solely exists to fuck
Well,
up
originally the
Spider-Man.
motivation was that he needed his blood,
Yeah, well now he just wants to fuck up Spider-Man.
but it
He
kind
showed
of
up.
went a little
He
downhill
showed up was
from
like,
there.
I'm gonna kill your aunt, Spider-Man, and he fucking did it, and I don't
Yeah.
know why, but
There
it
were
was
too many
it
villains.
was fucking great.
It was so hard to
It was a
follow
little kind of.
whoever-
Oh, sorry.
It was so hard to follow all the villains' motivations of like, oh, Electro
Yeah.
wants to do this.
Yeah.
Sandman wants to be here. Sandman was like, why is he fighting Spider-Man? at
It
this
didn't.
point?
Yeah.
It didn't make a lot of sense, but like I said about Star Wars, it doesn't always need to.
Well, I think
agree with
ultimately Spider-Man was a really good movie philosophically. I like talking about philosophy on the
Philosophy is
podcast
pretty
because you
cool.
can't ever be wrong.
Yeah.
And I'm wrong a lot.
I love
so
being
It's a great
wrong.
topic for me to talk about.
Have you seen Everything Everywhere All at Once?
It sounds really familiar. Maybe jog my memory.
This movie about this. It's this Chinese woman. Well, she immigrated from China into
Okay.
America. She runs a fucking laundromat, and her life's not ideal.
Okay.
She's having issues with her daughter, her husband. She's
Mhm.
having issues with her family basically, and she ends up. I'm not gonna spoil any of this because I highly recommend it.
Okay.
It's a great film, and she she ends up in a multiversal conflict, and it's
Okay.
wild. It's crazy. It's very philosophical.
Hmm.
Really great movie. I really liked it because I just seen No Way Home. I'm gonna see Doctor Strange, and I go see this other multiverse movie that is not a superhero movie at all, and it's super great, super.
I'll have to check it
philosophical.
out.
I'm not super well versed on philosophy,
Okay.
but it kind of is. I think it's absurdist, sort of like everything's ridiculous.
Okay.
Just vibe with it.
What's it called one more time?
Everything, everywhere, all at once.
Yeah, great film.
I've heard of it.
Yeah,
never
if
seen
you
it.
like philosophical movies, watch
Okay.
it. Super great.
I'll have to. Oh, I don't have to watch movies to procrastinate anymore.
True. You know what's great about being an English major?
What's that?
Every time I watch something or read something, I'm not procrastinating. I'm not. I
That's
am
true.
furthering my education by exposing myself to new narratives that can help influence.
It's
my
all
work.
about how you word it.
True, but actually, reading books now is wonderful because it's just like whenever I read a book, I feel super. I could be reading about just. I'd be reading Warhammer 40K books. Just
Okay.
like and I am expanding my knowledge on the more like when you're a writer you gotta read nonstop, and even movies too are good. Like pretty much any narrative that I consume is like actually is good for my brain. It's good for my understanding of things. So yeah, it's super great because I get to be kind of lazy and
Do you ever want to play that game?
what
The Warhammer, you know
the tabletop.
The tabletop.
You wanna play tabletop?
You know how difficult that is.
Do you want to play it with me?
You know how much of a time
Bro,
commitment that is.
wait, Matthew.
Oh, no.
Come on, over the summer we get some models. We'll paint them. We can play. Come on.
It sounds so cool, but so much money.
I know. We get. There's a starter set you can.
There's a
get.
starter set?
There's
How
a
much?
starter set. It's like $100.
So for those of our
We'll
viewers,
split it. It's 50-50.
Okay.
so for those of our viewers and me who don't know what the hell you're talking about, and
You would like it.
it
so
sounds like I would like
you
it.
fucking like it actually. You because you're a big nerd.
Thank you.
No, you actually,
I have a podcast about science that I
do.
do in my garage.
You do. So
Pointing out the
Warhammer
obvious.
Warhammer. What Warhammer is like it's a sci-fi universe where everything sucks.
No, I've heard of it's a video game, isn't it? I
No,
thought.
no, what it is it's a setting for a tabletop game.
Oh,
It's gonna
okay.
be a
And
video
if that
game,
sounds
too.
like nerd, if that sounds like nerdy
it was a
shit,
video game.
I just like how expansive it is.
there
And
are
like,
video games.
in the
Okay.
video game that's coming out. Remember, we're talking
We're gonna
about
play
it?
that. We're gonna play that, Matthew.
We don't play that.
No, we're gonna play
Oh,
it.
we're gonna play.
We're gonna
okay.
play it.
I
We're
was
gonna
about to
play
say,
it.
I just
No,
like
we
how
don't play
expansive the universe is, and when you explain to me the lore for that, I'm like,
Yeah.
wait, that's just a tiny part of that universe.
Yeah,
I was
the
like-
lore's crazy.
I was kind of blown away.
Yeah, the best thing about Warhammer is some of the lore is like really fucking awesome, and some of it's shit. And like it's not as serious as Star Wars. You can have all kinds of stories. You can have
That's how Star Wars Legends was.
yeah, it's like it's basically Star Wars Legends.
Okay.
Is what it is. But yeah, Warhammer is there's two Warhammer. There's Warhammer Fantasy and there's Warhammer 40K. Warhammer Fantasy is a fantasy it's like a dark fantasy, and it's Warhammer 40K is a sci-fi where everything is terrible. It's a grim dark, which just means it's bad. Everything's bad. Everything sucks. There is no occupation that is good for you to have. Everything sucks. No matter where you are, your
Wow.
life sucks.
That sucks.
You know what my favorite part is? Though the soldiers that die, but they're like kept alive. with
Yeah,
the organs,
yeah.
and they're kept on those like machines.
Yeah,
That's I
dreadnoughts.
love
yeah,
that
yeah.
part. You
yeah.
should really look into it, Joe. It's
Yeah, you should
nice.
look
I
into
guess
it,
I
yeah.
have to look into Warhammer
Yeah,
now.
dude, Matthew, I would fucking play the shit. I have Space Marines.
I'm tempted.
My dad got me Space Marines for Christmas.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't painted them. It's
Just
just
update 'em.
I built them, but I haven't painted them. Space Marines are not my favorite faction, so it's part of the.
What's your favorite?
The religious
um,
one.
No, Space Marines are the religious. Well, some of them are. It's a whole thing.
Who's
my
the equivalent of the
favorite-
Pope again? Like the
uh,
guy who's in charge of
yeah,
like the
the,
technology thing.
The tech priests?
Yeah,
You're talking
yeah,
about?
yeah.
No, tech priests are one of my favorite factions.
Yeah,
okay.
that's what I was.
Yeah, those I love those guys. Those are tech priests, Cult of the Mechanicus, Adeptus
yeah,
Mechanicus.
that's what it was called.
They're cool. My other favorite faction is I love the Chaos Marines,
Mhm.
or just the Chaos faction. I love the specifically the Thousand Sons are great. Those guys are like. There's a faction called Chaos
Okay.
in Warhammer, where there's these they're Chaos gods is what they are, and really they're like the interdimensional beings that
Okay.
thrive off of mostly negative emotions, and I love them because they're stupid. Again, I keep talking about this. I love stupid evil. Stupid evil is hilarious to me. They're stupid evil is what they are. They want to just consume the universe to what end? Just cause.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I love the Chaos. Matthew, what faction would you be?
Let me go on me. I like the Space Marines a lot.
Yeah,
just
Space
because
Marines
It's
are
on
great.
it's on me, Matthew.
I saw you.
Oh, what's
Sorry.
great about Space Marines is they have
Now it's
about
back to Alex.
okay, all right. What's great about Space Marines is they have about every version, like every type of faction that you can have. Like they pretty much you want good guys, there's good guys Space Marines. You want bad guys Space Marines, there's bad guys.
I like
Space
those
Marines.
Space Marines who don't care about the civilians, and they were just killing them while they were engaging with the
The
aliens.
AstroCast does not condone war crimes.
It's funny to have to ask you this. Which ones?
There's multiple. So I'm not that deep into the lore. I just watched this one video that explained that they didn't care about the civilians at all, and they
Yeah.
just kill them.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god,
Black
this is
Templars?
crazy. I think that's what they were
They're
called.
like
They
black
named
and
a
white. They
couple.
got like crosses on them.
I think so.
Yeah, they're super religious.
Okay. Is there religious ones and non-religious ones?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So the non-religious ones are usually the original.
Mhm.
I know so much. Probably getting.
Holy
you
cow.
have a.
Yeah.
Yeah,
how
I gotta-
much? How much?
You're
brain
like me with
space has
Halo.
it taken?
I know a lot of lore to a lot of things. It's why I like history so much, because history is basically real life
Lore,
lore.
yeah. Oh, history's great, man.
Dude, history is fantastic. I love history.
I mean,
agree.
history is actually really awful.
It's horrible. 90% of
yeah,
it is just bad.
absolutely horrid. Like
You find out about
humans
some
have
like
done.
cool guy, like wow, this guy's cool, and you find out
Oh,
that he like murdered.
Yeah, he murdered like 50 million people in the back alley with like a sawed-off
Yeah,
shotgun.
but he
In
did
a
some really,
back alley.
he did some really great ideas. He just, you know, he fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's your opinion?
So what's your opinion on genocide?
Mussolini.
No.
Mussolini. Oh,
Guy.
Founder
listen,
of fascism.
Guy was getting his ass kicked by Greece. As a Greek,
Yeah.
that's embarrassing.
Alex, have you seen those animations of like this one guy who animated all the Marines invading?
Oh
No, I love oversimplification.
What
Oversimplified's
is
great.
it called? This one guy animated the Space Marines.
Talking about
coming in.
Astartes?
I think so.
Is it the one where they go into that ship?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that animation.
That
is-
animation is amazing.
Wonderful.
I love how even how powerful their armor is and how strong they are and modified. They still have to hold down the gun because that's how powerful it is.
Yeah, they literally bolters shoot fucking rockets.
They
Like
shoot rockets.
it's
crazy.
basically a rocket launcher.
Yeah.
But for some
Dang.
reason, in all this like official stuff, they showed us like a machine gun.
He goes ta ta ta. Right.
Yeah, in Astartes they do it right, but like in a lot of official stuff they fuck it up.
I heard if like a normal person like
Huh.
try to shoot that, they would just break off their arm.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I was like, yeah,
Wow.
it's too much.
Normal
Do they
person.
have like power armor or something?
Oh yeah, they have power armor. They're also like genetically modified people.
Oh, so it's
They-
like Spartans.
Yeah, they're like Spartan. They're really similar to Spartans.
Okay.
A lot of people like to do like Halo versus Warhammer.
Eckert's Ladder does
Warhammer
that.
wins every fucking time.
It's to the extreme.
The one,
Everything
yeah,
is to the extreme,
yeah,
Joe.
everything's over the top on purpose. So it's like some of it is like they use chain swords, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's
Is
a
it just a
chainsaw
chain?
sword.
Oh, a chainsaw. Okay.
Yeah, it's a chainsaw sword. Why would you need that? It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. It's cool. Warhammer is the rule of cool taken to its extreme.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just super dope. I love Warhammer.
Can you explain the
Henry Cavill likes it. Okay,
Henry?
so
Well, then you can't go wrong with
can't
that.
go wrong with that. He plays Adeptus Custodes. Yeah.
Alex, can you explain to Joe the what was it? The Marines or the small guys who were fighting the? He's gonna be in the video game.
Yeah,
Explain that lore to Joe.
The
He's-
Imperial
very
Guard,
interesting.
they're just normal motherfuckers. So basically you've got the Astartes, right?
Okay.
Or the Space Marines, and they're Spartans, right? But there's not that many of them. There's a lot of them, but in terms, it's the whole galaxy. This is an empire that spans the whole galaxy.
Okay.
So they don't have enough people. So what they have is they have the Imperial Guard, and the Imperial Guard is made up of regular civilians. And these poor bastards have to fight the same people that the Space Marines are designed to fight, which means they're outclassed every time. But what they have is numbers. It's basically
like grunts
the,
in Halo.
the Soviet Union
Titanfall.
World War II doctrine of mass assault.
Oh.
Just even worse.
Yikes.
And it is wonderful.
Yeah.
You've got there's something just so heroic about these poor bastards, and they give them these guns called las guns, and las guns are great because in the real world they almost never jam. They're super powerful laser guns. In the real world, they would just anyone who had this thing would destroy everyone else. But in the Warhammer universe, they're called flashlights. They're nicknamed flashlights because they're about as effective as a flashlight
Oh,
against the enemies
jeez.
these poor bastards fight.
Who do they fight?
Well, so part of the reason why there's so few Astartes is because half of them went crazy evil because of the Chaos Gods, and they converted to them.
Oh, okay.
And,
So they're fighting the.
So they're fighting Space Marines. They're also fighting these robot Terminators, Egyptian Terminators called
saw
the
that in the trailer.
Necrons. You really don't want to run to those motherfuckers. There's the Tyranids, which is basically like, the movie Alien.
Yeah.
It's like those, but bigger.
The xenomorphs.
Xenomorphs is what they're called. Yeah, it's like xenomorphs, but bigger, and they're a hive mind, and there's a shit ton of them.
Okay.
And and they keep spawning, and it's horrible.
And Joe, there's gonna be a game about this, and it's multiplayer.
Yeah.
And it's
Oh.
real scary.
Yeah.
Well,
it's gonna
I might
be,
have to invest a little time and money in this.
Oh yeah, sure. It's gonna be 4 players, so we got 3.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy it
we
with
need a
you
fourth.
for
Yeah,
sure. We
fuck
planned this
yeah.
a year ago, 2 years ago. We were
Yeah,
talking
yeah. I
about
remember.
this.
I
It's
watched
still
the
not out?
trailer, and,
Yeah.
it's coming out this year. Yeah.
It's this
Oh,
year.
I remember. I remember seeing that trailer.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago.
It was a while ago.
Yeah.
If you, it's gonna be like I don't know if you guys ever played or saw Vermintide, but that's the fantasy version. Well, basically, it's this same thing, but they fight rat men. It's very funny.
Rat Men.
Yeah, Ratman.
Or am I thinking of Metal Gear?
I don't know. Why,
I think I'm thinking of Metal Gear.
Metal Gear.
I'll send you the trailer. Joe.
Metal Gear hasn't had a good game in a long time. So.
I've never played a Metal Gear game. So I
Metal
don't
Gear slaps. Talk about lore and Metal Gear lore.
know. Oh no.
Metal Gear lore is the
I
quantum
opened-
mechanics of lore. It doesn't make any goddamn sense. The more you learn about it, the less sense it makes.
That's what's fun about it, right?
Yeah.
You know how long we've been rambling for?
A long time.
An hour and 50 minutes.
Oh.
Jesus.
This is the most fun we've had in a while.
Yeah.
Yep.
I need to
Should
have
be
you
here
on
every
the-
week,
That's me,
Alex.
Mr. Fun.
I just realized my watch
I mean, I'm
wasn't
gonna
on.
have a lot of free time. It's summer, so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Every
I can
Friday.
Come on whenever. I don't know about every Friday, but I'll come on whenever.
Yeah. You're
Uh,
always welcome.
Always
Sick.
welcome. Yeah.
Sick.
We'll always have a seat for you. Right here. Well, speak
Right
for
on
Joe.
Matthew's lap.
But yeah, it's probably a good time to stop then, huh?
Probably.
Yeah. I was going to keep going. If you
Yeah,
don't
we're just
stop it
gonna
now.
keep going.
Yeah.
And
Or
plus
do you want to end on one final topic?
But just real quick, I just
Okay.
want to describe what Metal Gear is.
Okay.
I'm not gonna go into it, but basically, I'm just gonna go real quick. Summary for you: Metal Gear is it's all the stupidness of like, I don't know, like a Gundam kind of anime
Okay.
style, like ridiculous. It's like Gundam,
Okay.
plus like hyper realistic military fiction. And so you've got this like stupid anime-ness combined with hyper realistic military fiction, and it is hilarious.
Interesting.
Contradict each other?
Yeah,
Okay.
the lore makes no sense half the time. It's utterly ridiculous. And it is there's clones.
This
There's people. There's magic people with powers. There's a guy
So
called
it's like-
Psycho Mantis who could read minds for no reason.
It's like somebody who watched Star Wars, played Halo, played like every video game out there, like saw, oh, that's a good idea, that's a good idea, that's a good idea, and just kind of mushed it into one. Or
pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, but you need to throw some anime in there. There's
oh, okay.
in Metal Gear
And he was
Solid
a weeb.
5. And I don't even like anime that much, but I love it in this. Well, I like JoJo, and JoJo's like JoJo's an over top. I like over the top animes. I'll say
Okay.
that.
yeah.
There's literally one part where in one of the games in the new, or Metal Gear Solid 5, which is the last good one they made, he has a robot hand, and you can get a rocket fist. And this is a game that has really dark themes like child soldiers in
Okay.
Africa and shit. And you get a rocket fist, and you can scream "Rocketto punch," and it launches off your fist and it hits people.
Rocketto Punch.
Yeah,
Who wrote this? Who wrote
the
this?
man, the myth,
5-year-old?
the legend, Hideo Kojima, the true visionary.
Oh.
Oh, that guy?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I know
Metal
who
Gear
that
is
is
dope.
too. Yeah,
It's
definitely.
impossible to ever explain to anybody. You just have to experience it.
Okay.
Is one of those.
Yeah, it's one of those because it's so over the top ridiculous. You get emotional and you won't know what the fuck's happening. Like, I'm sad and I don't know why.
Well, hey, we've been talking for quite a while. Did we have any viewers tonight?
I don't know.
I didn't-
Joe. I haven't checked.
I haven't checked. It doesn't matter, but
Anyone in the chat want to give me
oh
their
yeah,
number?
did we have any chats?
No, I don't think so.
That
Okay.
sucks. I came
So
on
sad.
here
I should
for
have posted it on my Instagram. My bad.
I posted
forgot.
on mine, but
should have came
anyway.
on here for fame and fortune.
Yeah.
I'll
You
do it
came on
next
the
time.
wrong podcast for fame and fortune, my friend.
Shit.
This is-
Maybe
this is
give
for
it.
fun.
Oh yeah, this is just for fun.
This is
man.
for fun.
No, it's dope that you guys do this.
Yeah. Honestly, I just love that I have the space to do it. I
I
just
know,
take
it's-
over my parents'
It's
garage.
nice.
And, I mean, I've got like high quality microphones. I've got a decent
Alex,
computer.
believe it or not, we used to do it in his room.
Yeah, we used to do it in my
cramped
room.
That is cramped.
It was really
I
cramped.
would never do a podcast in my room.
Yeah, my room is small.
My room is a fucking mess. But we should probably end it.
We should probably end it. So
talking about rooms and you're really
thank you guys so
scraping
much
the
for
bottom of the
watching.
barrel.
Those of you who've stuck with us all this time. If you would go ahead and play the intro ads, Matthew. This is what we forgot to do at the beginning of. Nope, not that. There you go. So, if you enjoyed what you saw here tonight, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to us here on YouTube. We are live here Fridays at 8 p.m. Every Friday. Every 8 p.m. on Friday. If you liked what you saw here, give us a comment. Press the like button if you like what you see. And if you find yourself coming back here every week, then maybe hit the notification bell so you don't miss another episode of the AstroCast Live. You can find us everywhere you find your podcasts, whether that be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and you can follow me at joe.czall on Instagram. Anyone want to shout anything out before we leave?
Do you?
Why? Why?
Put you on the spot. No, don't do it. Don't do it.
I love men. Subscribe to Clone Trooper 2.0 for more men.
I should have cut off the mic right there.
You should have.
I was
You're the
pretty dumb
producer.
about
You
that.
could.
I had the power to do
You
it.
had the
yet
power to
I
do
was
it.
powerless. to
Matthew,
do what I was doing.
why are there no new videos?
I did one like 3 months ago, but then I haven't had the time. I had school, and then I had
College is.
I don't think I saw
busy,
it.
man.
You don't think you saw it?
I
I'm
might
not a
have.
true fan.
Not
I
your
don't
fan.
know.
Not
I
a
don't
true
get
fan.
notifications from you, even though I have it on.
Oh, YouTube's
I'm
terrible with that.
crying on the inside of you.
Yeah,
But anyway. Thank you guys for hanging out. We will see you
Always-
next Friday. The audio version of this podcast comes out on Monday at 5 p.m. and the clips come out Tuesdays through Thursdays at 2 p.m. on this channel. And we will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Anyone else want to say bye?
No.
If you switch to me, I swear.